Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic Fan. How are you all doing? Welcome to another streaming Saturday on this fine October 23rd, 2021. We're living in the future. We're coming to the end of 2021 pretty soon, aren't we? We're going to be in the year 2022. So when it's February 22nd, 2022, we can write the calendar 2/22/22 if you of course go by the correct way to write the date, which is month, day, year. Yeah, it's gonna be, welcome Mark, it's gonna be February 22nd, 2022 next year, and the date will be 2/22/22/22. So that'll be cool. Let's check out if all my cams are working at this point. We've got the amazing cam, seems to be just fine. And our full screen's right there. Remind me to show all of you that comic later on. It's a fun comic. Then we've got the web browser. I'm sure that one's not correct, so let me check it actually before. Web browser cam. Is web browser cam behaving? No. Okay, so let's set the... There we go. There's a brand new secret layer coming out full of cat cards, and you would be surprised that I am not gonna buy it. I've never bought a secret layer before. The only one that I would be interested in was the very first one that they ever offered, but I forgot to buy it, even though everyone was telling me it was on sale. Back when they were still trying to figure out secret layers and they were only going to be sold for 24 hours. Now they're like sold for a week, and so that first limited edition one is totally gone. It was that cat one, and it had some cat cards that I wanted, but oh well. Now it's worth like double the price. That's the web browser cam, and then the card cam is not working because it's not plugged in. Okay, no problem. Let me switch back over here for a moment, and plugging it in is the high-tech way to make sure that works. Card cam. There we go. So I do have a crack-a-pack of this vintage set from way back in the old days. 2020. When did this come out? Anyway, we'll open that. Commander Legends. It's got 20 cards in a booster, and that of course justified it being 3 times more expensive. But we'll open up. We've got a packs to open up. 1 pack to open up. We'll do that a little later. That will be our crack-a-pack hype when the time comes. I've currently got the lo-fi music station going on at the moment. How does that sound to everyone? Does the music sound okay? Is it way too low volume? I think it's also very low volume. Put it up to 15. Is that any difference? It's some very chill music. It might be too chill for this stream. After all, we're going to be casting lightning bolts and engaging in dark rituals. So maybe this music is too chill for us, but we'll put it on for a little bit. It's not too loud or anything. It's way too mellow, isn't it? How about this one? Let's try this one. Happy EDM. Let me switch to this. Thumbs down on that. Not really enjoying most of these tracks so far. Why do Norse boats have a barcode on the side so when they come into port they can scan the Navy N? That definitely is the reason. Okay, here's something that actually has some volume. So how does the volume of this sound? Not too bad. You can hear me, and it's not too loud versus my voice. And then we'll do the gameplay in just a moment. Let's switch back to the game. right there. Okay, so let's what's the deal of the day? Is there a good deal of the day today? My laptop's been behaving a little weirdly recently, especially after I play some arena, because it's an intense app, and recently it's been making the fan just go into overdrive, and that's annoying, but I had to restart it a couple of times before the stream, and it seems to be at a normal volume at the moment. We'll see how it goes. But we've got some gameplay that we're gonna do. I'm just gonna let me show everyone this deck here. I don't think I've ever played it on the stream yet. It can be a really fun, weird deck. I'm thinking of doing a video on it. This is mono white artifacts. This is birthing pod for artifacts. To my knowledge, birthing pod is that you sacrifice one creature to get a better creature, right? Is that the card I'm thinking of? Well, anyway, this is a deck that does that. It basically takes artifacts. The music's a little loud. Okay, let's fix that first. Music. Take it down to 9%. Well, so we'll play like that a little bit. I think it was at 15%. Now it's at 9%. Does that sound a little better? So what I was saying here is this is an artifact. This is an artifact-focused deck. That what it does is it you swap one artifact for another. Oswald Fiddlebender. They tap. They sacrifice an artifact. Then you can go tutor for another artifact that is of better size. Now I have to sacrifice my commander at that point because that card that they just played is amazing. So I had to sacrifice it. But that's okay. I'll be able to bring it back. So the idea with this deck, Oswald, you pay one white, tap, sacrifice an artifact, search your library for an artifact with mana value equal to one plus that casting cost. So I can swap out this 2 mana artifact for a 3 mana artifact, then I can swap the 3/1 for the 4/1. Basically, you can cheat things in. You can cheat in, planar bridge, which costs like 6 mana. You can cheat that in. You can swap a small artifact for a big artifact. I don't mind sacrificing a mana rock for it. I've got I've got Ornithopter in here to swap it over for something bigger. 0 mana Ornithopter, swapping it over for a 1 mana artifact. I can go up the chain. I can. It's not working out for me just yet at the moment, but what I like to do is play my commander turn 2. On turn 3, I play a 2 mana artifact cantrip, and then sacrifice that to a 3 mana Sky Scanner, I think is what it's called, and it's a flying artifact that also cantrips me into a card. Then you sacrifice that 3 mana artifact into the 4 mana Solemn Simulacrum, so it ramps you. And then sacrifice the 4 mana to go to the 5 mana like Panharmonicon, or that Meteorite right there to deal damage plus mana ramp. Sacrifice that 5 mana to go to the 6 mana Planar Bridge, or Gilded Lotus and the like. And yeah, I'm missing my land drops here, so this is not good. They've also got Burn, so I don't think this is going to be a good matchup. I've played against this Zagras deck before, but I'm just getting really bad. I'm getting mana screwed, so I don't know if this is going to be a very great deck. Although I have Aether Flux Reservoir to gain me a little life, and I'm sure my commander's going to get torched again. If I can get the next mana, I have to drop a Meteorite. slow player is slow because they don't realize their blast zone can do stuff for 0. So maybe pay attention to your blast zone if you're gonna have that card in your deck. See, I'm pointing it out to you, opponent. That card does stuff. So make sure you pay attention to your little old land. There you go. Zagras has haste. Who cares? I've got an answer for it. Acquisition Expert now has Death Touch somehow. So you keep forgetting about your blast zone. Deal with it, please. All you have to do is press next, opponent. You don't have to stress it. Alright, let's do this. Still getting mana screwed, but at least here I get a scry. Alright, got your commander. Just like you say to a little kid, got your nose. Got your commander. You could cast it again if you really love it. Still trying to figure out, okay, don't need that, I need land. Now what I could do right here is crack my... Yeah, let's do that. See, this is how this deck works, that you just swap artifacts rather than artifacts. Obviously I shouldn't be destroying my own mana ramp, but I'm sure I'm going to get lands. I've got the appropriate amount of lands. So let's crack a 2 mana artifact to get me a Sky Scanner, which gives me a blocker, plus draws me a card, and it should be a land. Not a land. Amazing. So this is going to be one of those games where I get really mana screwed, even though there's a perfect mana base. And not perfect, but plenty of mana here. In the meantime, okay, if they attack, who cares? Well, yeah, let's not block anything, that's fine, because then I can sacrifice the Sky Scanner to go do a, wow, where I can go do a, yeah, opponent just play Palace has passed with your blast one. Yeah, let's move on. I'm getting way too much mana screwed on this. The deck doesn't do anything if I can't have my commander out, and then going through like 4 turns with no mana is not gonna work. So let's try it again. It's just that the RNG was randomly negative at the moment. Let's try it again. The deck, like I said, can be pretty fun. Can be pretty fun if you know, if you land things pretty well. Nicol Bolas, that's a bad one. I need removal for that. Not really that great either, although it's 6 mana until they get to that amazing Planeswalker. I do have Planeswalker removal, so we'll see how it goes. The strategy here, oh, there's Planeswalker removal. Alright, so turn 2, Oswald, hopefully they don't kill it on sight. Then turn 3, drop this Ether Wellspring, which draws me a card. They're gonna Thoughtseize me right here. Anyway, if they don't, either the Ether Wellspring, which draws me a card when it enters, then when I sacrifice it, it draws me another card, then I can swap this 2 mana into a 3 mana, and then 3 into 4, 5, 6, etc. And it can get really fun and weird. I can go get a planar bridge, and then bring anything I want into play. I can do a Panharmonicon, so I get a double... oops, I have 1 creature. You can steal my Sky Scanner. But I just want to let you know that I have that opponent, so... And I'm gonna have to deal with yet another opponent that is gonna waste time by not pressing pass on their 0x mana freaking commander. If all of you play your 0 mana commanders, just, you know, get ready to pass 1,000,000 times, because every time it's gonna ask you to pay 0. Mana Geode, fine. Had a busy week, thanks for asking. It was pretty busy. You could pay 1 for that. It's not going to do anything. 2 damage, whatever. If you're gonna play Loki, you better know how to play it, so come on, opponent. Anyway, so here's how it's supposed to happen. Watch this. This is the big brain tech. Drop an Eager Wellspring, that draws me a card. Then I sacrifice the Wellspring, which draws me another card. Then I swap it out for a 3-mana artifact. One of the ones that I've been using recently is the Celestus, which is this mana rock that also turns it into Night and Day and draw cards. Or I can go grab an Unstable Obelisk for eventually destroying anything, including a land. But I've been doing the Celestus. Then next turn, on my 4th mana, I can drop a Servo Schematic, which makes a 1/1 when it enters, and it makes another 1/1 when it sacrificed, and then go grab another 3-mana artifact. If I can drop a 4-mana artifact. Oops, eyes everywhere. That's some weird swapping. Mechanic. I gotta get rid of that. Exchange control of this plus any non-land permanent. Activate only as a sorcery. They need 6 mana for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna have 6 mana next turn. I want to get rid of that, but they're gonna steal my stuff. And my stuff is amazing, but I want to save my borrowed time to get rid of their Planeswalker, and obviously they're going to ramp right into it next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, that's 7. Yeah, I want to get rid of that. I want to keep my stuff. Oh, I guess it's going to get counterspelled? Nah. Alright, take that. 2 mana, make a Servo, then I can block Valky. They might pay 3 to make it flying. They also have the Mobilized District. Now what I can do, so these tokens are 0 mana. I can swap the 0 mana artifact for a 1 mana artifact. I have a removal. I have an Oblivion Ring in 1 mana to grab Valky out of mana, however. But let's see how it goes next turn. Next turn, they would have had their 6th mana to steal stuff with that blue enchantment. We're 2 turns away from Bolas. I need to get some removal for Bolas. I'm going to steal my character there. So, I need to remove that. I have removal in my... I want my commander back, so I guess I'll ramp plus take my commander back. A meteorite hit my commander. Then I can play another cantrip. And I have a blocker. They missed a land drop. Yes, okay. To get, well, I could do Oketra's Monument to reduce the cost of white spells. I have an Ashiok. This is going to be one of these annoying Super Friends decks. I need to get all my commander removal. It's a deck about, their deck is all about stealing stuff, so I can respect it, but it's really annoying to play with, so we'll muddle through a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to spend too much against this opponent. Alright, so we got Oswald doing Oketra, cost reduction plus making a warrior, pay a 1 mana knife that auto-equips. We will auto-equip it onto... I'll do it there. They're at 6. If they drop their 7th mana, they've got their Planeswalker, they've got their other Planeswalker online, then I've got to deal with 2 Planeswalkers. They can also attack with that Mobilized District if it becomes a living land. They haven't played their land yet, so either they didn't get the land or they're trying to do some big brain play about playing it eventually. I would have thought they would have windmill slammed the land so they can get their big bad nicol bolas. So what are they doing? They're gonna plus Ashiok. They're gonna probably attack with it. I can afford to block it, although it'll steal. Okay, there they go. They're gonna get their seventh mana with that Solemn. Okay, let's think about what I need to do. So, what can I sacrifice for the greater good? I can play the Gilded Lotus and then sacrifice it right away well, that's gonna, yeah, their deck. You know, everyone, I don't want to play against this player. They're very dirtily. They're about to do their amazing nicol bolas next player. This is just a plain old Brawl game. It's not for any sort of like tournament or whatever. So I don't want to waste my time. They are very annoying. On a multiplayer game, their sort of deck could be dealt with easier because there's multiple people to play against them. But on a 1v1, when they're very optimized, it's just less fun to deal with them. So let's move on and see if we find another opponent. I've had good success with this deck, but you never know. It depends on the matchups, and why waste time on unfun games? Alright, so Feather, that's going to be another annoying opponent. They're gonna they can buy back or bounce back all of these spells, so I probably won't play this opponent very long. If they start to just sling a lot of like shocks and such, I'll just concede, because my deck relies on my commander being on the field to do its thing. And if they just kind of keep torching my commander over and over, there's no fun in that. And then waiting for answers to come through. I have Wrath of God in here and all that stuff, but we'll see. So they have online already their Signet. Fine. Next turn. Okay, so what I will do next turn? Well, I could do a Mirror Shield, although that'll waste some time to eventually equip it. I could do the Healing Potion, that'll draw me a card, sacrifice it to get something else. Yeah, the opponent's gonna have all of these burn spells, who cares? Maybe the algorithm is finally catching up with the shenanigans that this deck can do, and it's pairing me against people that are just completely overmatched against my deck, because we've got the direct damage with that Boros deck. My commander obviously folds against that, and then there was the nicol bolas Super Friends deck, so I had to have a bunch of Planeswalker removal for that. And then have I played 2 or 3 games already? Alright, so here we have mono white. I think this might be more interesting. I doubt they'll... If they put pacifism and stuff like that, that's no big deal. And then here I go first. Okay, so turn 1, Soul Guide Lantern, turn 2, Commander, sacrifice the Lantern, go get a 2 mana thing. Even get the Eye of Vecna to get 1 card off of it, sacrifice it for the 3rd mana. I haven't really been able to chain anything interesting with this deck just yet. You know, I swear that it works pretty well. Chaining all of these artifacts into bigger and bigger threats, but just hasn't been good matchups recently. They're doing the life gain mono white. They'll probably then have their Heliod right on curve on turn 3. Fine. Let's sacrifice that. Your spell fizzles for no reason. Okay, so I'll do the Eye of Vecna to draw me 1 card, and then sacrifice it right away to go into a bigger one. I'll get the Sky Scanner for a flyer as well as a card draw. So previously no mana and now all the mana. And Tome of Legends, okay. Surprising, usually mono white will have right on curve the Heliod turn 3. So sacrifice the... Sacrifice that scanner for a turn 4 Solemn. I mean for a 4 casting cost Solemn. Which gives me more land. Then that gives me a 4 mana artifact to sacrifice into a 5 mana. What do I want at 5 mana? Smothering Tide. I'll pay for that, of course. I got a pretty low cost curve. Although it would have been nice not to pay for it because an Aether Flux would have done cool stuff. So, watch this. Here comes a meteor. I'm going to go summon a meteor directly. I'm going to go tutor directly for a meteor. Yeah, I'll pay for that too because I don't need mana for this. Meteorite lands right on the head of your Soul Warden. Oops. And then the final 2 mana. Golden Egg, draw a card off of that. Can't pay for that. Then they've got enough mana for their commander. I can bring in Blackblade Reforged next turn, and then that's going to be a huge... You got a 5/5 for strike, that's fine. But then I will have a huger... I will have a huger 9/9. Attack with that. Probably do a pacifism on me, so I do need to draw some removal for that Lyra. Resplendent, that's very bad. They're about to make a bunch of angels, so now I need a board wipe. That's not a board wipe. So, what do I do here? That becomes a 10/10. I guess I just have to put some pressure. I'm gonna block that. I definitely... That's already game over. So, didn't pull any removal off of that. Just really bad luck with this deck today. I guess I'll switch it before it gets too annoying. I swear that deck is pretty fun and stuff happens, but just wasn't drawing anything good. This mono blue fishy deck is pretty annoying. I mean, pretty fun, I mean. It's Pirate Jace with a bunch of sea creatures. Tusky, one of my decks that I hate the most, but I can steal it. Part of what this deck does also is stealing the opponent's things. So we have until turn 4. Well, I have a turn 2 play right there. So I don't have any counter spells on this. I don't quite believe in counter spells in Brawl because it's a fun, casual. I hope I didn't build anything with that deck. I just showed off the theoretical deck with it. Alright, so they're gonna go right away to their turn 4 Toski, so I guess I'll just toss it back. What should I toss back? Toss back their ramp, and then next turn I can toss back their depths. And, yep, we need lands. And then over here, we'll also do one of these. That is going to be an instant, so we can hold off on that. So they're going to be very smug. Well, obviously they're going to have the Snakeskin Veil to give hexproof, but let's see. Sure, we got the cat lady. They're going to draw their card. I thought they were going to draw their card, but you can recast Toski if you wish. What do I do next turn? Summon one of my many Jaces. Make a spirit. They bring Toski back. They'll tap out. We want to attack for that card draw. I have blockers. I'm going to hold back. I need 6 whole mana to steal their commander, and I have a treasure, so I believe I'll be able to do that. Crashing Tide will also bounce something back. Let's just start to tick this Jace up. I can play Jace here for 5, 6 mana in total. Let's bring in Unkicked Jace. Get some scry action going on. Okay. So I have the 3 mana left. If they bring in Toski, they're going to want to attack and draw cards off of that, but you can't draw if you don't have Toski on the battlefield. Oh, that's a lot of mana. Oracle, okay. 4 mana left for Toski. Sure. That's a sorcerer. Well, never mind. I still can do the thing. Okay. So, let's do a little scry. I could just steal their command. Well, there's a extra turn spell. Sure. I need 6 mana for that, so we'll get to it eventually. 5, 6. I have 6 mana in total, so might as well steal their commander at this point. There we go, Toski. My squad now. Indestructible Squirrel. The real world antecedent is Ratatorsk. That one is the real Norse squirrel of old. And in Magic, we've got Toski. Just like Loki is the real Norse god, but in Magic it's Valky. Very creative, wizards. So yeah, you can't rabbit bite Toski, as you should know, opponent, because they are indestructible. Okay, what's next? So I got my 6th mana. That becomes a 5/7 permanently. Sure. Can still just block. Alright. Let's make another 2/2. Let's scry. I already know what's coming. Alright, so then I have 6 mana, so I can Crashing Tide and divide by 0. I should probably do it now. So they should have to recast their stuff. So let's Crashing Tide back that amazing spider. And then draw a card off of that. Oh, I see, they have Old Gnawbone there. Okay, let's wait and toss that back once it... So I must attack... Oops, yeah, I forgot. I must attack with Toski. We're gonna let that pass. Okay, I'll take some cards off. That's why I hate playing against a Toski player, because he just draws so many cards. But if Toski's on my team, it's less hateable. Alright, so next turn, they might have enough mana to summon Gnawbone. Just toss it back with divide by 0. Already tap all of these, yep. 7 mana for Gnawbone. 6 mana. You can't. Oh, and then there we go. So yeah, that's what this deck does. It doesn't counterspell the opponents, but it bounces, it unsummons all their creatures or permanents, and then I basically draw a bunch of cards, and I've got all the extra turn spells in here that are legal. So I take a bunch of extra turns, and I've also got a lot of steal your stuff spells in all the steal your stuff spells. So that's what this deck is doing. And mono blue versus mono green. Traditionally, those were enemy colors, right? But now every color is friends with every color. Let's play that a little bit more. I don't have the schedule up at the moment, but after we play a little bit here, then we'll do the Crack-a-Pack. I'll probably do a draft. There's a couple of events going on at the moment, but I'm not interested in them at all. I'll show you what they are, but these are events, thank you. These are events that I'm not interested in all. Alright, so I've got the Enchanting Malady to steal the creature, although it's based on mana value. Nadir Kraken makes a bunch of tokens. There's the Bolus's Clutches, steal any permanent, including their land. And I go first, so I can get to my Nadir Kraken first, although they're playing... what's those 3 color combinations again? White, blue, black? I don't remember the 3 color combo names. But anyway, they're playing that, which I'm sure means removal. And they're probably going to remove my Nadir Kraken, but we'll see if that's a sacrificial... removal I can live with it. Didn't kill it with a 2 mana kill spell. Okay, I'm going with Chromatic Lantern, that's fine. Pay 1 for that, make some of that. I have Tempted by the Auric. That one also steals stuff. So I've got my steal spells over here, card draw spells, dispersion, or unsummon spells. So they'll probably summon a Layla next turn. And probably a 1 mana artifact, or maybe even like Tormod's Crypt. Let's see if they go for it. Let's see if they do the 1 mana artifact, or the 0 mana artifact. That'd be great value for them. They didn't. Okay, no problem. You can cast your commander again. So the big brain play would be a Layla, and then a 1 mana artifact, or a 0 mana artifact. Make a bunch of fairies. My little Kraken is getting pretty big. Let's see if they want to do removal or bring their commander back. If they bring their commander back, I've got another unsummon spell. After it happens a couple of times, the opponent usually quits, even though they're not paying more mana for that commander, so... Oh, and a Callusis Missile's a sorcery, actually. Okay. Forgot about that, but I can do it on my turn. No problem. Plus I amass. Missing a few land drops. There we go, you got your thing to work. I have 5 mana, do I want to pay? What do I can do? What can I do with 5 mana? 5 mana. 5, 6. I need 6 mana for that. So they want to get back their life. Plus make some more flyers. There we go. Got the Immortal Sun. That negates my Planeswalker. They're gonna gain back 3 life. Plus make another fairy. If I get my 6th mana, I can steal their commander. So there we go, 6th mana. Okay. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way with no fuss, no muss. I can pay 2 mana, yep. Get some life off of that. Onto itself, draw 2 cards. I have your commander. We could do a board wipe. We got black and white mana, so we got a Kaya. Okay, we're gonna exile something. Probably my Kraken. This is still game over. Anyway, oops, you've negated your own Planeswalker with your own Immortal Sun. Okay, Rankle's gonna do nothing. Yeah, that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. They put out their Immortal Sun, but it negates all Planeswalkers, so... Completely tapped out. I have an amazing board presence, and then now we go in for the kill. With their own commander. -12. If you know that suddenly became an 8/8. If they were also then able to lifelink it, that would have been very useful for them. But they really made that mistake with Kaya plus their Immortal Sun. There's so many moving pieces to a deck that you forget that Wizards of the Coast does less of these types of reciprocal negative cards, because the Immortal Sun shuts down all Planeswalkers, including yourself. I don't doubt that they're going to do a version 2 of that at some point, if they haven't done it already, that only shuts down your opponent's Planeswalkers. Speaking of which, does everyone know that they... man, I hate that deck. I hate that commander. Does everyone know about the... This is not going to be fun. Does everyone know that they changed that one card? Remember, there was that card that was the infinite kill combo? They changed the card because it was a digital-only card. They could, of course, change it. Man, I'm not going to play against this opponent. You have a turn 1 lifelink, and then you've got your amazing Scry commander. No thanks. No thanks. That deck is completely autopilot. There's no finesse or strategy, just crap out of lifelink creatures, and then your commander gets out of control with no trouble at all. Don't want to waste my time on that. But anyway, Davriel's Withering, it used to target any creature, and then obviously you target your own creature, as I demonstrated, and then you do an infinite kill, an infinite combo. Well, Wizards just changed it, that it only now targets opponents' creatures. So, I've always tried to be positive about, okay, this is a high-powered deck. We'll see how it goes, but this is a high-powered deck that they're playing. They're going to draw so many cards. But I have one removal, so... and I go first. Okay, well, we'll see how we can do with this. I'm curious to play this one, because I've played enough of Brawl to know when someone's playing a CEDH This is a CDH commander, but I don't feel it as oppressive as the other ones. Single mana, eh? Okay. Double dispersal. Double unsummon, I mean. Anyway, I was saying that these, they're paused on a single mana, which could either be red or blue. So either this is going to be like a lightning bolt. Lightning bolt is in the format, or a card draw. It's probably going to be a lightning bolt or a shock. And I can live with my commander getting shocked. I can live with my commander getting countered also. It's plus because I know it's going to be a shock or a lightning bolt. Oh, okay. Fine. There's nothing to worry about. It's just Pirate Jace. It's just sexy Pirate Jace that it doesn't do anything except make illusions and copies of itself when you ultimate at -5. Fine. I really thought that this battle was going to be hard fought because a Joyra deck, when I've seen people play Joyra, they really pop off. It's you draw a card every time you play an artifact. And obviously their deck was full of 1 and 2 mana artifacts. So as soon as they stuck Joyra, they were just going to fill their hand with answers. But okay. Play about 10 more minutes. I've been live 50 minutes so far. 10 Soviet Canada is the opponent. I haven't even been noticing my opponent's names. Got my time warp. They go first, so obviously they're going to get Mana Weft Sliver right away, which makes all their slivers into Mana Dork. So this is going to be a really annoying deck. But if I can pull a few unsummons, well, it shouldn't be so bad. This is obviously a horrible hand. So let's mulligan into something better. This is also pretty slow. They're gonna ramp perfectly turn 1, 2, 3. Can I afford to wait until turn 3? Yeah. That's also really bad. Okay, that's better. Turn 1 unsummon, so I can bounce back their Mana Dork Sliver. Turn 2, blink it again. Oops, not a turn 1. Okay, fine. I have Reliquary Tower in here, although I never really have felt that I needed it. The deck does draw a bunch of cards, but I'm always using them, so I never feel that I need to discard down. Slivers have vigilance, who cares? The ones you gotta watch out for are all slivers become Llanowar Elves. You gotta watch out for that one. And you gotta watch out for the haste one. All slivers have haste, all slivers have Llanowar Elf. That's not a sliver, this is a flavor fail. This is a flavor fail. If you're going to play a sliver deck, don't put anything in there besides slivers. What are you doing, Soviet Canada? That's a fun card. See if we ever get to it. Let's set them back a bit. So let's make a blocker without the attack. Fun fact about these illusions, as soon as they become tapped, as soon as they become targeted, they die. So spells automatically fizzle. Oops, slivers have double strike. Perfect. Perfect. Missing land drops. Oh no, there we go. One land drop. Okay, so I've got double unsummons. I can live with that for a moment. Druid, fine. Let's bounce back the 3 mana. Oh, we're bouncing both back. Yeah, it's felt pretty fun. Can be pretty dirtily, which is always fun. Do I want to leave that double striker on the field, or do I want to bounce back? They're getting the impatience-ness of it. So, obviously... we'll do that. Alright, so... as for myself, I am out of... removal spells. Let's put away this extra turn spell. If I make a blocker, I remove my own commander, but I give them an incentive to attack the planeswalker instead of me. And I can recast this. I can recast Jace pretty easily. So we're going to play their double strike sliver. I actually have enough mana to their main sliver. Yeah, that's enough mana for their big sliver. So we're going to cascade into something. Slivers aren't that impressive. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yes, all these slivers are amazing, but I feel like when you cascade with Big Mama Sliver, it doesn't really do much. And they chose not to double strike slivers. Okay, fine. Let's do that. Let's draw a bunch of cards. There we go, Enthralling Hold, Bulls' Clutches, all that stuff is good. I guess I don't want that card draw. Steal your stuff there. Steal their Mama Sliver. That's a lot of cards. Okay, so they'll probably cascade into. They'll probably play their big go for sliver. Oh, not yet. Okay, I thought they had the right mana combos, but I guess not yet. Double striking slivers, fine. Everything, oh man, everything gets vigilance, so the enthralling hold doesn't do anything. That's fine. Let's flex with an extra turn. Okay, we got the dispersal there. Drop a land, because then my Kyora's useful. Stern Dismissal. Bounce something back. Ooh, Vanquisher's Banner. Fine, so let's bounce back that one. Let that resolve. They'll probably just attack, or they should really only attack with their 3/3. Well, actually, everything's gonna get big. Never mind. Confusion Sliver. Yeah, that's not a real sliver, so you don't deserve to have that in your deck. Oh, passing. Okay. Let's make a big old 8/8. Double strike doesn't mean anything. Oh, they're gonna summon another sliver to. They're probably gonna make that Bloodline Pretender as big as a 5/5 in just a moment. What do they cascade into? A thing that no one ever plays, but fine. It's a 7, and there we go. That became an 8/8. Cascade into a first strike. Okay. So that's going to be a big ol', and then double cascade. Well, I guess they popped off into what they needed. I guess they're out of cards that cascade or something? What even happened there? Alright, so they got totally lucky on that. And, So usually slivers are kind of obvious that way too. During the last year before the pandemic started and we were doing the card club, we were all gonna do a big we were all doing a... What does Jadzi do again? Oh yeah, it's the multiple. That one's kind of weird. I don't really see the point of that deck, of that commander, but we'll see. So we were doing a big old multiplayer. And then of course, one of the players brings their sliver deck, and then they're the first one killed because everyone hates slivers. After I gently nudged everyone that was the best course of action. What do I do? Turn 3 for me. I guess it's time for Jace. I'll plus Jace to get to the ultimate, which makes more Jaces. I have, what's it called? I have not Dark Depths, but there's a recent card like Dark Depths that makes a Merit Lage on Arena at the moment. I think it's Merit Lage's Slumber. It's a 2-mana snow enchantment legendary that scries when it enters the battlefield, and then every time you play a snow permanent, it also scries. And then once you've got 10 snow permanents, you create Merit Lage, a 2020 flying indestructible token. Yeah, I remember that, Stevie. I'm suddenly, or not suddenly, but I'm forgetting his name at the moment. The club member that did that. Oh, okay, so you're going that route. Fine. People usually go for the other one, the actual Jadzi, but that's 8 mana, so... Okay, I guess you're gonna do it that way. Okay, so you've got a lot of stuff. So what are you gonna do with... What are you trying to do with that deck? I haven't seen people play it that way yet. So they'll be able to play Jadzi. And then what does Jadzi do? Mage craft whenever you cast or copy, reveal the top card. If it's a non-land, you can copy it. Okay, I guess it's about copying spells or something. They are tapped out. I'm gonna try to do Blink of an Eye, but they're just going to discard cards. So let's see if they let me. Let's see if we don't read it. I'm just gonna draw one card. We can recast it. It's a win-win for everyone. Got a card. Entrancing Melody. I can steal. Oops, but here's what I want to do. I want to make Jace plus Jace plus Jace. So many Jaces. Can't believe I haven't gotten any of my card draw spells yet. Elder Gargi, whatever. Lotus Cobra, do not want. Actually, I can steal Lotus Cobra. Yeah, let's steal Lotus Cobra. Okay, we need 5 to steal that Lotus Cobra. Oops, I guess they're already there. I always wonder, do the opponents see the card before I finish playing it? Because I thought, from when I play, it doesn't ever look like the card is revealed until it's played. So I hadn't finished casting it, but did they already see I was about to play that? And they instantly thought, oh no, you're gonna steal my Lotus Cobra. It's like, okay. Or maybe they saw 6 mana and thought I was about to play Aldrin's Epiphany, and people hate that card currently. It's an extra turn spell that makes you 2 birds. And that segues us into our first break, but before that, let's check this out here. Go to my web browser, so about a 51% win rate, 154 to 147 matches. That was I think that was maybe a 52, 53 recently. I've been kind of losing streak. But 51% win rate on that. This Jace deck that I just played, 56% win rate. This Oswald, well. Let me show you the good old days yesterday when I was playing this deck. See, I got 4 losses in a row today, but now look at that. I had 4 wins in a row, and then double losses, double wins, and then it ended up being 4. I had a 29-minute long game against a Muldrotha player that if I was able, I misplayed eventually because obviously Muldrotha wants to cast stuff from the graveyard, and I just didn't have it in my mind to go tutor for my Tormod's Crypts to get rid of that graveyard, but they just kept recycling so much stuff, and I just completely got triggered or whatever, and I never remembered to get the graveyard removal. That was a 29-minute long game. Then I played against Esika, a 15-minute long game. They just kept recasting that over and over and never really popping off with it. People love that Prismatic Bridge, but I just kept wrecking their field. They kept recasting it, and then maybe they were able to cast something off of it once. It never really paid off for them. Before that, so in total, that Oswald deck, pretty bad win rate, but it's fun overall. Zakama's got 71% win rate. Not too many matches recently, 5-2. This Ajani deck has 60%. Okay, I think that's a real stat. Some of these other ones was like less, 5-2, 71%. Who cares? But this one of 18-12, 60%. That's a real. 53% for this one, 9-8. This other fun deck, not that great. 100% win rate, 5 games. The stats on this deck got reset because this had such a high win rate, and it's only counting 3 games in total. That demon deck, the one that I made recently, that demon deck's been doing fine, 57%. The first version of Oswald, which I already deleted. This newest one is way better, but that one also had that. Gadrak 83. This other Liliana focused on zombies. Yeah, this Onyx deck used to be a terror, but now the stats reset or something, because that's not, it doesn't do that bad. That Lorehold, that one used to be a good deck. Haven't been winning with it. I think some of these stats are old. It hasn't been 19 days since I played that. And then, surprisingly, this Etrata deck finally is getting some wins. It used to not win, but I guess when I focused it a little bit more, it did then win better. Anyway, that's my recent win percentages on some of these decks. I'm going to take a little break. When I come back, I've got a cracker pack to do, and then I guess we'll segue into drafting. So I'll be back in just a moment. Alright everyone, we are back. So we're going to do a crack a pack in a moment, but I remember that I do have something to do a snack chat with. I have a beverage, I have a fun drink to do snack chat with this week. So I picked this up. This is De la Calle Tepache, which is a tepache is a traditional Mexican beverage made out of pineapple. See, when if it doesn't focus, that looks like a bomb, right? That looks like a classic cartoon bomb that's dropping down. But when it decides to focus, it is actually a pineapple. Let me actually take over the focus here. So this is a traditional Mexican beverage that is made out of pineapple, fermented pineapple, traditionally. Let me just fix the focus here. So we'll get a close-up of it right here. De la calle means of the streets, you know, of the people, of the, you know, authentic. Tepache, and then there it is. It's a little pineapple fermented beverage of Mexico. Only 40 calories. Tamarind citrus, and it's regional. So taking a traditional beverage, bottling it, making it USDA organic, and selling it at the local artisanal shops. For generations, tepache, a fermented probiotic, well now they're saying probiotic, back in the day no one knew what that was, fermented probiotic drink made with pineapple rind, and a unique blend of aromatics and spices has been served and savored throughout Mexico. Enjoyed at tepacherias, which are, saloons focused on tepache. Traditionally, tepache is also alcoholic. I haven't checked if this is alcoholic or not. Or simply sipped out of a bag with a straw. Yeah, that's classic there. That you would drink your alcohol from a bag. There are hundreds of tepache variations that differ from region to region. De la Calle offers a traditional tepache recipe using pineapples and turbinado sugar, which would actually be, what's turbinado in Espanol? Piloncillo. And we also have zesty flavors like orange, turmeric. Do people like turmeric? I think that's such a trendy thing, but I'm not a fan of turmeric. Mango chili and tamarind citrus, created by our team from Mexico, De La Calle. Perishable, keep refrigerated. And we've got some other interesting info here, perhaps. What does it say? Organic, non-GMO, vegan, low-caloric, gluten-free, soy-free. In Spanish, soy-free would be I am free. Soy is the term to say me, I am. Soy-free would be I am free, but in English, soy-free means it doesn't have soy. So 2% juice. There's the various nutrition facts. Ingredients: tepache, which is filtered water, turbinado sugar, pineapple, tepache cultures, orange juice, erythritol, which is a type of sugar, agave inulin. What is an inulin? Tamarind, pineapple extract, rosemary extract, cinnamon extract, black pepper extract. Black pepper. That's an interesting thing to put into a beverage. Black pepper, orange extract, bacillus coagulans, SNZ1969, which is an active culture. It sounds more like an alien from another dimension. Manufactured for De La Calle Co. in LA. Go to delacalle.mx. Find us, I guess, on various social media at De La Calle Co. Certified organic. Please recycle me. It doesn't say anything about having an alcoholic content, so I don't think it's the alcoholic version. I've had alcoholic tepache, not recently, but one of my company's clients in web design, they're a Mexican restaurant, and we did their campaign for when they started to sell tepache, and it was very interesting. It was, pineapple-ish flavored, but fermented, so it was beer-ish. It was kombucha-esque, and it was interesting. But we'll try this one for snack chat. It's very aromatic as soon as I open it up. And here we go. It looks like a weak beer, right? That sort of amber color. It looks darker than regular pineapple juice, perhaps. It's got a lot of head, a lot of fizz. It smells really nice. It smells very pineapple-y. Mango. I think I'm also smelling the mango and the orange. It's a lot less sweet than I thought it was going to be. It had that erythritol, which is a sweetener, and often when you're putting these extra sweeteners, it even had turbinado sugar, which is a variation of brown sugar. It doesn't exactly taste that sweet. It does have some nice citrus flavors. I'm not tasting a lot of the tamarind. Tamarind can be, I think, a very subtle flavor. I like it. It's a very sour flavor often. And overall, I think this tastes pretty sour. I like sour candy. What about all of you? How do you like the sour candies on a scale of 1 to 5? It doesn't have much of the flavor of fermentation. You really get that sense on beer and kombucha. This doesn't feel like it's got a lot of fermentation flavor, and sometimes kombuchas can go into more of a vinegar flavor, which I'm not a fan of. Salt and vinegar crisps or salt and vinegar chips. I think that flavor is kind of cool, but I don't like vinegar flavors in my beverages, and that's one of the things I don't love on kombucha when it goes towards that vinegar sort of flavor. Good mix with tequila, yeah, definitely. It would all be in that same sort of family of Mexican beverages. Tequila is a Mexican spirit, and so a shot of it or two into this would give it a good kick. So this is pretty enjoyable. It's not too sweet. It has a lot of flavors. If I stop and kind of examine the flavors, I taste for a moment the orange, and then I taste the pineapple. I'm not quite tasting the pepper, but I'm sure it's kind of in there. The tamarind, I guess the sourness of it and such. I think that's better than going to the vinegar route, so this is pretty enjoyable. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 pineapples. A 9 out of 10 pineapples, giving the thumbs up. It's carbonated and fizzy and a nice mouth feel, so that was a good choice on beverages. I just saw it on the shelf and I thought, oh, I'll try this out when I remember. I think I even had it since last week or 2 weeks ago when I did the last stream. But this time when I went to the kitchen, I'm like, yeah, I have that. Let's do it for the snack chat. So let's switch over to the card cam, because we've also got a cracker pack, and then we'll do the draft. The only problem with the carbonated beverage snack chat, of course, is I'm going to have to mute the microphone here and there. But let's open up this Commander Legends. So this was the set that came out, I think, in 2020, or was it 2019? Let's see if we find a copyright. 2020, so sometime in 2020 this set debuted. I don't remember when, before or after or whatever the pandemic, but the set is Commander Legends. So this was a mixture of a variety of concepts. It's got 20 cards instead of the normal 15, and it's really designed to be drafted in that people play draft, but you're able to get... Actually, wait, I think I'm confusing it. Yeah, I'm confusing this with Double Masters. Double Masters, you were drafting it and you were able to get 2 cards at a time. Actually, wait, did you do it with this one or not? They're all starting to blend together, I think. Does this say something, Phil, here? Hold on a moment. May contain cards, whatever. Nope. It doesn't say... I'm forgetting if it was Commander Legends or Double Masters that you drafted 2 at once. But this one also had... I remember. This was the one where you would play Draft Commander. You would... It had so many subset of rules. So you drafted, and instead of making a 40 card draft deck, you made a 60 card commander deck, and there was plenty of mana fixing and plenty of legendary creatures to have your commander. They pretty much all had partner, so you can do multiple colors, and there was the very first colorless commander that would fix with any commander, and I think there was no commander damage, there was no limitation. Normal commander, you could only have one of each card, but here, because it was draft, if you picked up more than one of the same card, you could use them. But they were trying to do a commander draft format. Wizards really only releases when they have good news, and I don't really remember them saying that this was a big success. Obviously it was a big sales success because Wizards has been being very profitable over the last few years, which I think is a negative thing. But I don't really remember them saying that this was a big hit with people. I think it was a little too weird for people. Commander's its own big thing, and they were trying to market to drafters plus commander players, and I don't think it was commendable, but I don't think it was a product that was really going to do great, because people that want to draft, they want the 40 card experience, and people that want commander, they want the 100 card commander. This you could do 100 cards, but this is a 60 card deck, and with other stipulations. So anyway, that's what I remember from this set. It had a lot of great cards, a lot of great chase cards. So actually, let's do this. Let's go see what are the cards we need to be on the lookout for. It had a brand new Lotus, not Black Lotus. I believe Jeweled Lotus was in this one, and people said this was going to break Commander forever. And it didn't, I guess. But let's see, Commander Legends, there it is, Jeweled Lotus. It is currently $82. So this is a 0 mana. 0 mana artifact. Tap it, sacrifice it, add 3 mana of any one color. Hey, that sounds exactly like the classic Black Lotus, but what's the catch? Spend this mana only to cast your commander. That's the catch. But it's still driving up the cost to $82. This has not been printed yet. That has not been reprinted. This has not been reprinted yet. So this only exists in this printing. It's at $82 already. Next most valuable is good old Vampiric Tutor. So, $50, pay one black mana, instantly search for any card that you want. You don't have to reveal it. Put it on the top of your library. You lose 2 life, and you win the game, basically. So that's $49. I think that's new art. Mana Drain returns the better counter spell. Double blue, counter target spell. And then, at the beginning of your next main phase, add an amount of colorless mana equal to that spell's mana value. So you counter their spell and steal their mana. AC, Tyrant of Gyre Straits. 6 mana, 5/5, Legendary Serpent. You may play an additional land every turn. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, so it's got landfall, you may draw a card. So landfall to draw a card. Evolving Wilds has never been better. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, 4 mana, Human Rogue, 3/1. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has this other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply. Okay, so this turns out the legend rule for your side. There's partners, so you can have 2 commanders. Jessica's Will, 3 mana. Oh, wait a minute, Jessica's Will, doesn't Geo have this in his deck? He's got a $20 card in his deck. Choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast the spell, you may choose both of these. So either choose one or choose both. Add red mana for each card in target opponent's hand. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them. Wyleth. This one was in the pre-constructed deck, and so was AC actually. So I don't think these are actually openable in that regular booster. They're in the Commander Precon decks. Scroll Rack gets reprinted. 2-mana artifact, 1 tap, exile any number of cards from your hand face down. Put that many cards on the top of your library into your hand. Then look at the exile cards. Put them on top of your library in any order. So you swap out cards at will for 1 mana. Commander's Plate. This is one of these other made only for Commander cards that people hate sometimes. Equipped creature gets +3 and has protection from each color that's not your Commander's color identity. So it has protection from the colors that you are not. Equip it to your Commander for 3. Equip it to any creature for 5. Opposition Agent. People hate this card. 3 mana, Human Rogue Flash, 3/2. You control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. This is a permanent effect. As long as this little critter is on the battlefield, you are going to steal every time your opponent tutors. Whenever the opponent tutors, you steal what they tutor. Well, you get to pick what they're tutoring for. So if anyone tutors, if anyone cracks that fetch land, you get to steal it. People hate this card. And I think it got banned. No, the blue one got banned. There was a blue one that also did something similar. I think the blue one got banned, but not the black one yet. Got some new dual lands, or reprints of dual lands. Command Beacon. What else is here? Staff of Domination. Reliquary Tower. Austere Command. Got a couple of commands reprinted. Soul Ray. As always, Jessica herself. Thought Vessel. So, an uncommon card in the $3 range there. So that's what we're looking out for. Let's cross our fingers for... I'll take maybe one of those dual lands. But cross our fingers for Jeweled Lotus or Vampiric Tutor or Mana Drain. So all of you in the chat there, tell me you're crossing your fingers as we open this. So we've got Doomed Traveler. Music's a little loud. Okay, let me try to fix that. Where's my music selector? Let's put that back a little bit lower right there. Okay, so we've got the Doomed Traveler, 1 mana. It's a 1/1. When it dies, create a 1/1. Velikut Invoker, 3 mana, Human Shaman, 2/3, pay 8, and it deals 3 damage to any target. So if you got late in the game lots of mana, you can start dealing lightning bolts for 8 mana. Preordain, classic. 1 blue, it's a sorcery, you scry 2, then draw a card. Soul's Might. I always found the art on this one kind of awkward, because if you look at the art very quickly right here, you see Miri the Cursed. That's Miri the Cursed, I think. You see her right there, and you think, why is there so much empty space back here? And if you look carefully, I guess you see some sort of green aura or spirit or something happening back there. But I think the background needs more contrast because it just looks like the character's crouching in the corner. Anyway, you pay 5 mana, sorcery, put X +1s on any creature, where X is that creature's power. So if you've got your, you've got your 3/3, you get +3/+3. Crow of Dark Tidings, love that art. 3 mana, Zombie Bird. It's a 2/1, it's a flyer. When it enters or dies, you mill 2, so you can do your graveyard strategies. Rummaging Goblin, 3 mana, Goblin Rogue. Tap, discard, and draw. Sky Diamond Classic, first printed in Mirage Block. It's a 2-mana artifact. It gives you 1 mana of that color, but it enters tapped. I wonder if they would reprint these, but with no tap. Because it's safe, right? It just gives you 1 color of 1 mana, not any color. And it's 2 mana. I think this could be reprinted without the tap ability eventually. Exquisite Huntmaster, 4 mana, 4/2, Elf Warrior. When this dies, create a 1/1 elf, and then Encore. So here's a new ability. It requires a wall of text. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks the opponent this turn. If able, they gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next step. Activate only as a sorcery. So this is flashback for creatures. It can attack 1 more time. You exile the original card, and then it makes copies of itself that gain haste, and then they go away. And they're 4/2s. I love seeing old cards getting a second life, again for the player who played in the beginning. Yeah, exactly. More cards, more good. Also, so you could use them in recent formats. Yeah, reprints are always appreciated. Oh, here's a creature that's pretty extinct. They don't make sliths anymore, pretty much. But back in the day, they made slivers, which of course were a mistake. And then they tried to make a less powerful sliver, which is a slith. So what is this one? It's a 3 mana. It's flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1 counter on it. So 3 mana to get a flyer. That's a 1/1, and if it deals damage, it gets stronger. So yeah, definitely a thing. Findor Elves, ooh, classic. So this was the Ice Age Llanowar Elves when they were printing Ice Age in 1995. Originally, the idea was for it to be a standalone set all by itself. So they wanted to reprint some of the staples. So they printed, instead of Llanowar Elves, Findorn Elves, and then now we have even more of these. 1 mana dorks. Yeah, these haven't been around in a long time. Sliths. They never really had the like the hive mind ability, did they? They were just some sort of little creature thing that became more powerful the more you had of them. Ooh, Fleshbag Marauder, 3 mana. It's a 3/1. When it enters, each player sacrifices a creature. You can do some great graveyard shenanigans with this. This is actually in a couple of my zombie decks because you can keep reanimating it and making the opponent sacrifice. Command Tower, classic. One of the first. I was. Oh, you remember this one? This has got a face only a mother could love. I watched the hour-long interview that Gavin Verhey did with Melissa DeTora. Both of them are Wizards employees. They were talking about, reminiscing about the first Commander decks. And none of them worked at Wizards at the time, but they were kind of reviewing the original Commander decks that Wizards published in 2011. That's 10 years already. And so Command Tower was their brand new multicolor land, but it only works playing Commander. This obviously doesn't do anything on Standard or Modern or any format except Commander, and it's a must run. Spectral Searchlight. This one's interesting. It's a 3 mana rock. Tap it, choose a player. That player adds 1 mana of any color that they choose. Yeah, hard to imagine. It's already 10 whole years since 2011, right? So here you can do some politics. In a 4-player game, you could say, oh, you need mana? Let me tap it, and I'll give you some mana if you do something for me. But you can obviously do it for yourself to fix your mana. Here's the uncommons. Meteoric Mace, 6 mana equipment. Equip creature gets +4 and trample. Equip for 4 and Cascade. So you get a free card once you cast this. You started college in 2013, so that's coming up to be in the next. That's coming up soon if we round up. That's also coming up as an anniversary for you. So anyway, you get here a +4 + trample and cascade. You get a free spell. Skilled Animator, 3 mana. Human Artificer, 1/3. When this enters, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature. That becomes a 5/5 as long as it's on the battlefield. So you kind of get 2 creatures for the price of 1, but it's based on an artifact. So you could awaken this mace if it has no target. You can awaken it into a 5/5 and still equip it later. That's fun. Confiscate. Oh, this is classic. This is young Teferi getting scolded by Urza. No, that's not Urza. That's I think that's Baron. Yeah, it's Baron. See flavor text. We'll read that in a moment. But young Teferi. So what shenanigans do we have here? 6 mana enchantment. Enchant a permanent you control. Enchant a permanent. So 6 mana to steal anything you want, even lands. Flavor text. I don't understand why he works so hard on a device to duplicate a sound so easily made with hand and armpit. And that was Baron Progress Report. So Teferi being hilarious. I think that's a young Joyra, that's a young Teferi, and that's Baron. Next up, we have a rare here, Coercive Recruiter, 5 mana, Orc Pirate, 4/3. Whenever this or another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste. It becomes a pirate. Okay, so it's got a built-in act of treason, but you can only do it the turn it comes into play. So if you got some blink effects, that might be useful. But at least you steal one thing one time. Choose. Choose vampire. Our hat on your head or no hat, no head. So this is harkening back to Ixalan block when it was vampires and dinosaurs and stuff. I guess there was an orc or 2 in there, but they weren't the big. Well, I guess flavor-wise, that's interesting. There weren't a lot of orcs on Ixalan. The main tribes there were vampires, dinosaurs, merfolk, the indigenous people of the empire, whatever that one was called. Next, we have an uncommon. Ooh, Peaches. So here's another Ixalan card. Peaches was a character in the Ixalan story, and he got his own card here. So Peaches, Brazen Plunderer, 4 mana, 3/3, Goblin Pirate. It's got menace. Whenever 1 or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as over mana of any color to cast them. So it's sort of like Etali, but Etali obviously is better because as soon as it attacks, you get to steal their spells. Yeah, Ixalan was really cool. I have good memories of it. Mark Rosewater recently said that Ixalan was, this is obviously very harsh to say, but Ixalan was a failure from their point of view, and some of the more hardcore players, especially like the tournament and drafters and such, say that Ixalan wasn't good because drafting Ixalan could get repetitive very quickly. But I have fond memories of Ixalan because that's when I got back into Magic. It was the first set that came out after I got back into Magic. Hour of Devastation had debuted when I got into Magic, and then Ixalan was the first set that came out new, and it was the first box of Magic that I ever bought in my life. I never bought a whole box back when I was young because, $100 for a box of Magic cards, that's impossible. But now as a grown man, I guess I can afford it. And so I've got good memories of it. And so what else does Bridges do? And it's got partners you can have. So this is also some uncommon legendaries in these packs, so that you have a better chance of making a viable deck. Because after all, you're trying to draft a commander deck. Still got more cards to enjoy over here. We have Captain Vargas Wrath. So I pulled a lot of pirate cards in this booster pack. Here's another pirate. This is a legendary orc pirate. So this is a 1/1. He looks really tough in the art, but he's a 1/1. Okay, better be good. 2 mana. Whenever this attacks, all your pirates get +1 until end of turn for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone. Well, this is more of Wizards trying to meddle in the commander format. And, yep, the more you cast this low-cost card, the more your pirates get stronger. Well, this is brand new. It was never created before. It just came out. It never came out in original Ixalan. This character was mentioned in the story, but it didn't have a card. And this is a pirate that we never saw in original Ixalan, but it's related to the story of Ixalan. To be a successful cutthroat, you have to truly enjoy the work. That is very subtle. That is very subtly violent. Next up, we've got a foil Spark Harvest. Let's get a close-up. That looks cool. That card was originally printed in War of the Spark, and it's yeah, this is you're not gonna build like a whole real deck out of this. This is definitely a draft commander. This is just a complaint from commander players that Wizards is just trying to. Original commander was, let's look in my shoebox of cards and put together a deck. And obviously, because everything can be monetized, modern commander is Wizards printing cards that really lead you by the hand for things. And this is them obviously saying, hey, make this pirate deck that you can just cast this over and over and your pirates get stronger. Now this has to attack first, so it's just so slow, right? You have to cast it, then it attacks, and the number of times you've cast it one time, so it's going to give your pirates +1, it's going to make itself a 2/2, your other pirates will get +1, it gets killed, and then you cast it again, then now they get +2/+2, it gets killed again, then they get +3/+3. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, Spark Harvest, 1 single black mana, sorcery as an additional casting cost, pay 4 more mana, or sacrifice a creature. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. For that hefty price, I would have loved to have been an exile, not just a destroy, because there's a lot of graveyard shenanigans in Commander. The art is really cool. There's Domri, there's the traitorous Domri getting backstabbed by Bolas. You know, when you want to live a life of anarchy, don't be surprised when you get stabbed in the back, Domri. Flavor text. With the harvest of Domri's spark, the Elder Spell began to fuel Bolas's ascension to godhood. So he's like, yeah, smash society, anarchy is better. And whoops, what happens when you get the ultimate evil betraying you? You have the ultimate anarchy. And then we have the monarchy. So they have the monarch mechanic in this. You draw an extra card, and then you have a target on your back, because if you get damaged, you lose the monarchy, and then they draw cards, and if you steal it back, you draw cards. That's a fun mechanic. So that was a draft booster of Commander Legends, the interesting combination of draft plus Commander. I have no idea how successful it was. I mostly keep up with Magic news, and I don't quite recall the company tooting its own horn that this was a success. But as we saw from the prices there, Jeweled Lotus, very valuable. Reprint of Vampiric Tutor, always appreciated. Reprint of Mana Drain, always appreciated, although those are still $40 cards. So you lost a day because someone cast Time Walk on you, and you thought it was Friday. So that happens all the time. You just have to counterspell it, and you'd be okay. So let's get back to the game, and we'll start a draft with cards designed for draft, not Commander. And I haven't even claimed this yet. It was waiting for me. And what did we win after the last game here? Nothing. I guess because I waited so long, something happened. Anyway, let's do some draft. Actually, let me show you what the events are. we have a vague jumpstart event where it gives you a couple of pre-constructed decks, and then you play, and then you get one card. So I did it one time. In the end, I really think they should just put way more. If Wizards wants people to play these games more, just one win and then you're done, and then like that's it. It'd be fun if it still just gives you cards. The other event is the Harvest Bash, and as soon as I read what this was, I'm like, forget it. This is basically what does it say? Everyone gets, you get a clue, you get a treasure, you get a food token automatically every turn. Bring a 60 card singleton deck and win card styles. You get to pay 2,500 gold to win a card style of this card that I don't think anyone plays, or this one, or this one, or this one. There's none of these cards that I want, and they didn't even make them in all the colors. Plus you need to make a singleton deck. You get a free clue, a free treasure, and a free food, but this does not seem interesting at all. I don't think putting cosmetic rewards are any value at all to entice people to play these events. The other event that's going on is for the very hardcore people, which I am not, and I don't want to get into this event. For 20,000 gold, you can play this best of 3 or 2 match losses. You get some interesting rewards. Obviously you have to win at least one, and then you get a draft token. So if at least you win one game, you can get some draft tokens. One draft token, 3 packs on the next level. 2 tokens plus 6 packs. 3 tokens, 10 packs. 3 tokens, 15 packs. So these rewards seem amazing, but I think it is best of 3, but I feel this is actually I'm not quite down on this event. Maybe I want to do this one. The first time I looked at it, I thought it was, I don't know why I had a negative thought about it the first time I saw it, but as I look at it again, I guess not so bad. It's a little expensive, but I've got the gold for it, and gold is easy to get. So I think we'll do this draft challenge instead of the regular drafting, and it's best of 3, which obviously I always prefer best of 3. Now this isn't going to affect my ranking, and I play the regular draft to climb rank so that I can get more packs at the end of the season. But this could be worth it here if I can possibly get 2 wins. Yeah, let's go for this. This seems, I guess it does seem worth it. Let's play this. So at least we want to get 1 win, because it'll pay for itself. The draft will pay for itself with 1 win. That seems doable. I kind of know how to play Magic to possibly win 1 time. So let's play that. I guess, of course, the downside is does everyone want to? Who else wants to currently play this deck? Now, am I gonna get refunded if no one ever joins the event, because it's a big investment. I would love to be able to see the behind-the-scenes data about how many people are playing. Over on Classic Magic Online, that tells you data of how many people are online and how many are queued for events and such, right? For all of the amazing technological leaps forward that Arena has, it has these various things that are missing that I feel should really be added for modern play. Yes, it's the latest Midnight Hunt cards, so we're going to play with the latest cards in the latest set for some high stakes. And here we go, we got a table ready, we got a pod ready, very good. Let's go for it. Got a flyer. We have that new Sentinel card that does interesting things the more you pay for it. Coven card. Vampire card. Stuffed bear. Shadow beast. So we got a... You can make a beast and flash back a beast. Let's go for the rare. It's a 2 mana, but you could do maybe an aggro. Aggro colors. There's a lot of good things here. Both of these white cards are good. That beast card is good. With flashback, make another beast. Got a flyer that comes back. Alright, we'll grab that white card. So, there's some removal, black, white possibly. So -2/-2 if it's nighttime, -13, -13. Triska Decaphile, that's the one about card draw and so forth. You win the game if you've got 13. It also gives you card draw built in. Firmament Sage. That affects day or night. Draw a card when the day or night changes. That's cool. See if that comes back. Vampire, Socialite, Menace. If they lost life, this gets stronger. Duel for Dominance is a fight spell in green. Alright, we're gonna grab that removal spell. Still early. We have a tap ability here in white. Geist Wave, return target non-land permanent. So we have an unsummon. We have a blue removal. Blue removal, blue unsummon. Or a white removal tapper. Let's grab that white one. I've already got a couple of white cards. Although obviously I don't want to lock into colors on pick 3 already. So not until I saw this card, this art in large format, did I realize what was going on with that card, but it's a little homunculus at the door bringing you a bag of bones. I thought it was like a painting or something. So we have a Queen card. Diregrath Rebirth. That's if you do some graveyard strategy, you can unburial rites. Flare Faith, your creature gets +2. There's another tapper. There's another blue bounce spell. Arrogant Outlaw 3/2. When it enters, if an opponent lost, you gain life. Kind of only happens once. There's that Shadow Beast. See how many of those wheel some green stuff. In Puzzle Quest, the Tainted Adversary card seems to be the boss card, even though you already figured out how to defeat it. Sorry, we don't say that word in the US anymore. So we got a dual land. Got a scary werewolf. Celeste Sanctifier, so if you've got day-night stuff going on, search party captain, draw a card off of that, card draw in white, evolving wilds if I want to play multiple colors, there's another midnight ambush, Let's grab another removal card. There's a lot of things I want here. So I'll grab the removal. I want that captain eventually. If I play more than one color, I can do Evolving Wilds. More than 2 colors. Then we have a big old Eviscerator. We'll see what comes back. Here's a red. When the day or night changes, draw cards and then discard. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1, so 2 mana. When your own creatures die, make this bigger. Steal a creature. Some green ramp. And it's auto-completing for me already. Okay. Duel for dominance. Just go wide strategy with that. Alright, so that makes a 3/3 plus a little human friend. What's this spider? 2/4 with reach. When it dies, create 1 more spider. Okay. Plus a defiance instant. Your creature gets a +2. When this dies, create a spirit. Drop wolf. Looks like people are leaving the green cards. Looks like I'm getting pushed into green. Okay, so we're gonna need to just keep on the lookout for lots of green, with at least green, so hopefully good cards. Burly Breaker, it's a 6/5 with Ward. There's another Trapper. Abomination makes zombies, another zombie card. 5 damage, Tireless Hauler, 4/5 Vigilance, 6/5 Ward. Both of these seem to be good. Yeah, it might be the green-white deck. There's some green cards that could come around here. Pithing Needle. Well, for best of 3, Pithing Needle would do stuff. There's an Evolving Wilds. Let me grab that Evolving Wilds just to hedge my bets in case, because that Olivia's Midnight Hunt is going to be useful, but we'll see. Okay, so who else is on this table? We've got Dr. Brown Thunder, Crazy Time, Stu Barto, Rexecutioner, Minneson, Monster Dump, and Ulysses 31. So grab that Evolving Wilds to fix our mana. Dawnheart Mentor makes humans. Blood Pact, draw cards. I'm gonna have at least one plummet in the sideboard. I always get paranoid about that, like, obviously they're gonna have flyers. So in a best of 3, I definitely want Silver Bolt. That kills werewolves, and obviously this format is full of werewolves. Candle Trap. So it turns their creature into a defender only. That's kind of useful. But I've got the removal already, so see if that comes back. Get that Silver Bolt. Get rid of those werewolves. I'm gonna grab that Return to Nature because there's some artifacts. If these artifacts ever come in, they ruin the game, so we'll put that in the sideboard. I can grab another Evolving Wilds, and therefore I can play any cards that I want. Yeah, with 2 Evolving Wilds, we can just probably play anything we want. Oh, there's Candle Trap, it came back. Okay, I'll grab that Candle Trap. Grab a flyer. This might be multicolored, and I'm totally fine with that with 2 Evolving Wilds. Grab the exact color that we need. Alright, 3rd pack. So this is an exile spell if we've also got zombies. Okay, yeah, that Graveyard Trespasser. That's going to be useful because it exiles stuff from their graveyard. There's a lot of graveyard shenanigans, so she will be able to exile stuff. Audric's Outrider. I think I got something in my eye. Audric's Outrider, 4 mana. When this or another creature dies, put a +1 on target creature. That definitely is going to work with some like zombie fodder. Right when I need to see what's on my screen on the final pack, my eye, I don't know, do you ever just suddenly on your eye, it feels like, I think I got sweat in my eye or something. I don't even think it's sweat, but it's that sort of sensation that it burns. And hopefully it'll go away before I misplay. Mysterious Tome. Draw a card, then transform it. Oh, this is the tapping. It's the tapper that switches back and forth. see what it picked. My time ran out on that one. I was busy rubbing my eye. Old Stick Fingers. Whenever you cast a spell, reveal X cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all of those into your graveyard, put the rest at the bottom. This becomes power and toughness equal to your graveyard, so it's sort of like a weird... Tarmogoyf. Okay, it's kind of a lot of all over the place. This is not a focused tech, definitely, but I feel confident that the cards could be played with those Evolving Wilds, but let's see about paring down the deck. First, I will switch over to some cool sleeve to give me some good luck. What did I tell you all? So there was a... So the Magic World Championship happened like 2 weeks ago. Probably you quite didn't all know about it, but there was a big Magic Championship, and you could submit a prediction about who would win. I submitted a prediction. My prediction was correct. Yuta Takahashi, I believe that's his name. He won. And then part of the prize for guessing correctly who would win the tournament was a brand new sleeve. So I got that World Championship sleeve. I think he was very much an underdog, so I don't think a lot of people have this. That will pair nicely from last year's sleeve that I also got. Now this one I got it, however, from I bought from one of the online stores. I bought, a box of Magic cards, and it was like a thank you gift. From that, I believe that's how I got that one. I think that's how I also got that sleeve. But I have the World Championship 26 from last year, and I've got the World Championship 27 from this year from picking the correct champion. So we'll use that to strike terror into the hearts of our opponents. Now let's get to crafting this pile of cards. And probably right away I'm going to remove the blue cards. These aren't really anything that good. Here's a 3/3 flash flyer. Flyers are good, but let's cut these blue cards first. This one deals with night and day stuff. When it becomes night or day, you tap stuff. This one is a zombie flyer that makes a zombie, but it's not a lot of zombie shenanigans. Cutting all the blue. So it was literally 5 colors. Alright, so next, what else do I have here? Black is the lowest color as well, but In black, I've got 2 removal spells. That's always useful. And then we've got the Graveyard Trespasser, which is going to help deal with the opponent's graveyard. There's a lot of graveyard shenanigans in this set, so I really think that'll be very valuable. The other black card is Morbid Opportunist. When one or more other creatures die, draw a card. So that includes the opponent's creatures as well on their turn. Creatures die, draw a card. Maybe I'll keep black. Then I don't need this stuffed bear. I have 17 creatures. Candle Trap for some removal. Vague removal. Gavany Trapper, it's an Icy Manipulator. Immolation does -2. Okay, let's see the red card. So Immolation does... I mostly want it for it doing -2 onto a creature. It's an enchantment, so it's not going to be in response to anything. Abandon the Post. This taps... not really taps, but it makes 2 of their blockers ineffective. Falcon Wrath Perforator. That's a really weird name. When this attacks, it deals 2 damage. If I'm going more of an aggro, 2 mana. It's a 2/1 very fragile, and it deals 1 damage to defending player. So I guess that would also couple, even if it only survives 1 attack, even if it doesn't survive after the first attack, it dealt 1 damage, which should then trigger something else, but I don't think I've got that something else. I'll probably cut that. Festival Crasher, there's got Prowess, +2/+0 when you do instants and sorceries. Currently I have 6 instants, 4 sorceries, so I have a critical mass, and that would become stronger as I do the instants and sorceries. Alright, we'll come back. Snarling Wolf, it's a 1/1 for 1. Pay 2, it becomes a 3/3. So on turn 1 you summon it, on turn 2 it's a 3/3. Or Threat of Activation, you could hold back 2 mana as a blocker and then suddenly become a 3/3. Silver Bolt. It's there pretty much to destroy werewolves. Sun Gold Sentinel. Okay, this is a very new. This is the new Coven mechanic. So it's a 3/2 for 2. When this enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, so it deals with their graveyards for flashback and the like. Coven. If you've got 3 creatures of different powers, you can then pay 2, choose a color. This gains hexproof. So it's only hexproof, so it would be saved from being targeted, but if it was protection, that'd be great because it could still get killed with combat damage. And you need Coven in order for this to work. It's definitely for the aggro deck because it's a 3/2 on turn 2. Unruly Mob, whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1. In theory, it could grow. Duel for Dominance, that's the fight mech. Wait, it needs to have Coven. Choose target creature you control. If you do Coven, put a +1. Okay, so if you have Coven, it gets stronger, then it fights. If you don't have Coven, it just fights. So it might just trade. Might of the Old Ways, 2 mana instant, a creature gets +2. If you've got Coven, it gets better. Actually, do not want that. Tapping at the window, it's a sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards. You may reveal a creature. Those cards never do anything in draft. Rite of Oblivion. Exile something. Well, this is more for dealing with people's planeswalkers. You have to exile your own thing, and then you exile their thing. And you can flashback. Flashback's always useful. I think that that's gonna go in the. Remember, I gotta remember this is best of 3, so we do have sideboards. So that's a sideboard card if they've got a commander. 2 damage, 2 life, and then flashback it to do it again. Moon Silver Key, 2 mana, pay 1 and tap. Oh, this is with the Searcher. This is the tutor that doesn't do anything in limited. Search your library for an artifact or a land, reveal it. So go get a land. Turn 2. Well, turn 3, go get a land for mana fixing. I've got 2 Evolving Wilds. So that's the Sanctifier, 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever it becomes day or night, look at the top 2 cards, put one of them to your graveyard. So if you've got graveyard stuff going on, and I don't really think I do, so that's a cut. Morning Patrol, it's a 2/3 with Vigilance. When it dies, it comes back as a 2/1 flyer with Vigilance. Trespasser we want. Moon Rager / 3 mana instant, deals 3 damage to any target, so that'll deal with Planeswalkers. Bird Admirer, I think I have too many of these. This is a 1/4 with Reach, and then if it's Night, it's a 3/5 with Reach. Put 2 of those for the moment. Clarion Cathars, 4 mana, 3/3, makes a human as well. Broodweaver, 2/4 with Reach. When it dies, make another spider. Shadow Beast, 4 mana, make a 4/4. Flashback it to do it again. And the biggest thing is a 6/5 with Ward 1. If it's nighttime, it's an 8/7 with Ward 3. So we're down to 43 cards. 4 colors. 2 Evolving Wilds. Cut 1 Immolation. It is a big werewolf if it's nighttime. If it's not, she's only a 6/5. 42 cards. Okay, so we got some removal there. Well, it removes, if they've got a big scary attacker, it removes them from attacking. Enchanted creature has Defender, prevent all combat damage, and they can only remove this if they've got Coven. So this is a glorified pacifism for 1 mana. It can't attack, it can block. I think I have other removal. We'll remove that. Got a -2 on that. We've got the Duel for Dominance, the Midnight Ambush. Okay, we'll go that way. 40 cards. 14 creatures. We've got the Silver Bolt for removal, Immolation, Midnight Ambush, Sacred Fire, Duel for Dominance. I think that's a lot of removal. Plenty of creatures, a big top end, mana fixing. It is 4 colors. This might be the first color deck I ever play on the stream ever. I don't know if anyone remembers if I've ever played that many colors. But here's the deck. Let's see if we can. It's going to be best of 3, so remember in the sideboard. Here's what matters in the sideboard. In the sideboard, we've got another Immolation in case we're dealing with a big zombie producer deck. That -2 will really come in handy because there's 2/2 zombies in this format. You know, there's this 2/2 flyer that makes a 2/2 zombie, so Immolation, sideboard it back in. Candle Trap, I guess, if they've got a lot of attackers, if they go aggro, Candle Trap them. We've got the Return to nature if they're relying on some good artifact or enchantment. We've got a plummet if they're relying on good flyers. It's about to start right now. We've got what else? If they're very, I guess if they're very mid-range, I could board in abandoned post, tap their creatures down. If they've got a planeswalker, I can board in the Rite of Oblivion. So that's the idea for if I'm having a hard time mana fixing, I could put the Moonsliver in. So that's what the sideboard strategy is. Let's play the first game. 4-color pile of good cards. Let's see how it goes. Well, I appreciate you saying it extremely diplomatically and nicely that this deck is gonna fail because it's just so out there. But thank you for the... Thank you for the... Okay, we got removal. We got both removals. We got the mana to play it. 4th mana gives me my 2/4. And we're off to the races. I go first. I'm playing against an opponent. I'm playing against an opponent who, if I translate the French, means dead. That is an instant, no turn 1 play. I got a turn 3 play, very good. My Opportunist will draw me cards. Best case scenario, I have my Opportunist out, and then I kill something with Ambush, and then I draw a card off of it. Yeah, double removal is always good, as long as it's -2/-2. Playing blue, are we dealing with some flyers? When this enters draw, then discard. Whenever you discard or whatever, make it stronger. Okay, let's let them discard something and then we'll remove it. Best case is they discard a spirit. They might be playing the spirits deck then. If they discard a spirit, it makes this stronger, then I'm not going to be able to respond to it anymore. Well, I can respond to it. Yeah, before it gets big, let's get rid of it. Got him. Alright, 3rd color, get my Opportunist. Got my 4th mana next turn for that spider. Or I could hold the mana back for the Midnight Ambush to kill something, to draw a card from the Opportunist. I won't be able to kill that anyway. Missing red mana for that, that would have been nice. Okay, let's... Okay, that's a good one. I guess we'll just bring out a 2/4 so we can double block or something. Just need my red mana untapped. We have 4 mana for that 2/1 flying for strike, but I've got reach. I could double block. If they attack with that, there is an instant white pump spell. Yeah, they probably have it. It's still early in the game, and it is pausing for priority, it seems. So yeah, they've got the instant, so there's no blocks on that. See that? It's pausing for priority. So it might be that pump spell, it might be a draw spell. It's gonna be the pump spell. Obviously, they were baiting me into that. Come on, play your spirit. That's even better, actually. Let's plummet that Griffin. Draw a card off of the Opportunist. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. Draw the Evolving Wilds. Go get that red mana. And then I've got a removal spell there. 4 damage to you. I have enough mana to do the 3 damage onto that bodyguard plus pay for the ward, but it looks like they might but they do have that instant, so they would protect it probably. I have the 5 mana for my own werewolf, my own 6/5 with ward 1. Thank you. So what are they gonna do here? They could flash back from the graveyard a couple of creatures. Whoops, they're looking at my Weaver. Yep, that does have reach. Blue-white could be a... Oops, they're gonna do one of those. Okay, fine. They've locked down my creature. They're gonna flash back anything. Okay, that deals with that. So this doesn't untap anymore. Enters their 5... Okay, yeah, so that's locked down. Okay, that's fine. Let's, do we care about that? When it becomes day or night? That one doesn't do anything. Okay, let's 3 damage plus ward onto that Dawn Guard and draw a card off of my Opportunist. Alright, let's read that carefully. Ward 1. Okay, we have enough. And then it asks, are you sure? And I am sure. Auto pay that. Crunch. Draw a card. Flip a card. No attacks. Okay. Now they might have another one of those lock spells. So... Sludge monster, what does that do? That's a 5/5 horror. When this enters, put a slime counter on something. Non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities. Oh man, and have base power 2/2. Okay, fine. I lost the ability to draw cards now. Fine. So instead, we can make a big old 4/4, and if I have to double block, I guess I have to double block. Or I can just bring out a 6/5. They'll trade. It's currently day, and I want it to turn to night. We'll see here then. If I don't play any spells on my turn, I can make it night, and then that'll become a huge creature. My Burly Breaker, they're looking at it, so I probably do have another locked down. Ward 1 isn't going to save it. That'll be their last card in hand. There it is. They tap out. I guess we'll just trade. Over here. Make a 5/5. Make a 1/1. That activates Coven. So, ooh, yeah, get rid of stuff in the graveyard. What do I want to get rid of the graveyard? Get rid of that flyer. Can I Coven that again? No, it gets hexproof. When it enters or attacks, do the exile. Okay, they're just gonna summon that out of the graveyard. We have a 5/5. I guess I got a double block. Don't tell me they top decked one more removal. Flash back another beast, then I'll have 2 4/4s. They went that way. If I double block, I'll get rid of their 5/5 and keep one of my creatures. Bring in my flyer. Okay, that's a 2/3. Yeah, I got a double block because I'm down to 5 life. That's fine. Actually, that's gonna turn 5/5. Ah, man. Well, still have to double block anyway. Didn't want that trade, but I guess we'll do that. Alright, so then I'll bring in my reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I pull one untapped land, well, that's actually good enough. Double reachers. And they're just top decking, so hopefully they don't top deck anything good. Single block. Hopefully they don't top deck anything good, but have they had any instant... Yeah, the Sun Gold Barrage was the only thing. Okay, and then it became nighttime. They didn't play anything. Okay, so... let's just make another big old critter. Oops, I need 7 for that. There we go, 7. Both of those have ward. Oh, each creature you control has ward 1. That's cool. So once it dies, it gets ward, and then that's it. Okay, well, let's put some pressure here. Pausing for priority for some reason. We might have another Sun Gold Barrage, although they didn't use it when they first were able to. They must have some sort of pump spell here. Okay, well, got that out of the way. Oh, I realize my 1/4s are now 3/5s. Okay, forgot about that. That's a 4/4. Okay, so when we sideboard, definitely put that plummet into the deck, because this is a spirits focused deck. That one is the mill creature. Alright, well, hopefully start to pull something good eventually. Shuffle stuff back to the to the library. Alright, so let's do 2 damage to something. My admirers became little again, actually, so we'll just have to stay defensive. So let's make it become light again. So those become 3/5s again. We're looking at Shredder, Candle Trap on that. Okay, they're negating one of my blockers. Fine. It'll become daytime on my turn anyway. Oh, that was a misplay. That was a misplay, friend. Oh, never mind. Never mind. What am I thinking? Never mind. This uncommon Chapel Shieldgeist is giving all their flyers Ward 1. So if I Sacred Fire it, that will help. But I got plenty of mana to pay for Ward 1. I want to get rid of that 4/4. And I'm going to do that by Sacred Firing that 4/4. Well, playing a 4-color deck, and I got all the mana that I need, so no need to worry about that. Let's keep it to stay nighttime, and we've got the Sacred Fire to flash back easily again. So let's see if they forget about it, even though it's turned up. They're gonna pass and turn my creatures back to human. Yep, they're gonna pass, turn it back to day. I should kill that shield mage right now then. Since we're gonna go back to daytime anyway, I guess remove the ward. Alright, back to normal. Okay, you've got a morning patrol, I've got a morning patrol. Stay at night. I'm not used to day-night mechanic, but the more I play it, the more I remember that you play 2 spells and it becomes day. You play no spells, it becomes night. That's gonna have the pump spell. I'm at 7 life. Can they do 7 damage? I don't think I've got any more reach creatures. Those were the only... I do have a reach spider. I've got to block that. They're gonna pump it and kill my blocker. They're still at 21 life, so definitely board in plummet. I'm definitely on the back foot. I can't attack next turn because then they'll just take all the damage. How am I gonna get out of this? Plummet, obviously. Game 2. I gotta take it. I'm gonna pump. I'm gonna lose another blocker. What am I waiting for? What is gonna save me? Now they're back up to 5 more life. So there's that one flyer. Okay, the tap ability is gonna save me, but it doesn't work until next turn. That flashes back as a spirit that doesn't fly, right? Fly? No, it does fly. Never mind. Don't want to give another flyer. So as long as they don't do 7 damage, I'm going to be able to start icy manipulating that flyer. We're looking at their graveyard. They're looking at that 0/2, that might even remove it, and then, yep, top deck an amazing removal. Amazing. Okay, well, if I don't top deck anything useful next turn, that's game over. Still pausing for priority. I guess not. opponent definitely went all in on the Flyers strategy, so let's see if that lone plummet will help on round 2. I guess that immolation will also help if it's -2ing. Some of those Flyers, that comes back as a 2/2 flyer, that comes back as a 2/1 flyer. The only one that was trouble was this. That comes back as a 2/1 flyer. Okay, Candle Trap. Immolation. Plummet. Another Bird Admirer with Reach. Never got those silver bolts, that would have also helped with those flyers. Sentinel. Exiled something from the graveyard, that mob never did anything. Midnight Hunt was useful. Crasher, not useful. Fire was useful. Okay, 40 cards. Let's give that a try. Thanks for hanging out, Stevie. Have a good rest of the night. And I'll let you know if I won at least one. Thanks. Your opponent's still sideboarding. So they probably have more of that lockdown removal that they're sideboarding in. More flyers. Now they already put all their flyers into the deck. What would they be sideboarding in? Just more removal. They got a lot of good use out of those okay, I like this. They got a lot of good use out of those flashback flyers. Turn 1 blue. We both have a silver bolt. Turn 1. Well, I can pop mine off next turn. So what they did the exact same thing from before, like if you have to be paranoid about things, that was the exact play they did previously. They played this Shipwreck Sifter, they sacrificed a spirit, making that one stronger. Guess what? The one they sacrificed was the one that gives all of their things ward. So, paranoid much. Their bolt won't hurt my admirer. They have the blue mana to do their blue enchantment. I'm not a werewolf at the moment, so if, yeah, they're gonna pass, I'm gonna become a werewolf, and then they'll kill me anyway, so. Okay, so it doesn't pass. Missing my red mana, but Dominance have any mana to bolt me. So I guess they must have sideboarded in those bolts because they saw my werewolves. So I'm sure they're gonna figure that out in a moment to let it become night, and then they'll. Oh, okay. Well, it's not a werewolf, so. Oh, I guess it does work anyway. I guess it's a human werewolf, so I guess it does. Okay, fine. But I've got another one, plus the red mana for that Sacred Fire. There's the Destroy spell. Alright, 6/5 with Ward. Ward of 3. No, Ward of 1 as a human. But obviously gets killed with the okay, completely open mana. I know I've seen them do the +2/+0 first strike. They'll probably do it twice. That has vigilance. If they don't play anything, we go to 8/7, Ward 3. See if they realize that. So if they don't play anything, we can then attack with an 8/7. Start to lower that life total. They have a spell to play. They had that pump spell. Alright. So that slash does 3 damage to any target, such as their blocking target there. Alright. So that can come back as a 2/1. 4, 5, but I don't have the red mana to kill it. If it comes back, you probably have the tap. You probably have that tap artifact or that tap enchantment. Maybe a flash flyer. They're out of mana. Okay, that's fine. It stays night. Okay. That's a bit of a desperate play, but I'll take it. Watch them play their Silver Bolt. There it is. Okay. So that'll lock me down there. What else? Once they play that other... Oh, we can exile that out of their graveyard. Let's get that out of their graveyard. They've got 2 cards in hand. I didn't put return to... Did I put return to... I didn't put return to nature into the deck. That would get rid of that blue enchantment. I think I forgot to sideboard that in. Does anyone remember if I put that in there? This comes back again. There's that give everything reward again, and I'm just top decking, so they're gonna have the pump spell, right? We gotta go for it. We're already down to 10. They have relatively weak creatures. They've got their final pump spell. Oops, do they or do they not? They don't, okay. They can disturb that. But I'll be able to Sacred Fire it. Missing black mana, but as soon as I get that black mana, so it's 2 damage versus 3 damage, race. Well, we're still on the second game, and I guess it's game over now because they've locked me down. They're gonna do 5 damage in the air. I'm missing my black mana for the removal. I guess I got 2 turns left. I kind of just want to concede this, but we'll give it the old college try until one more game, but it's probably game over. They probably have their... Yeah, so here's one more game. Didn't get any of my plummets. I sideboarded in some plummets, and they haven't come up at all. And then final red mana on that. Yeah, I guess it's game over here. So none of the sideboard things that I put in even ever came up, so that's disappointing. And I guess I forgot to put in the Naturalize to get rid of that enchantment that locked me down, so that was a mistake there. So I guess... Definitely had a hard time dealing with that Flyers deck. Only had 1 plummet in the deck, but it didn't really even feel like all my other removal even came in when I needed it. So let's go to the next opponent. So I guess we'll have gotten the red mana for that Crasher, but I have that Sentinel, turn 2. Turn 3, this Patrol. If I get my red mana, I can do stuff. Okay, so they want to build that up. And do some sort of zombie death. When a creature dies, it makes a zombie, which cannot block, actually. That's a good one. Okay, Evolving Wilds, go get me a red mana source. Will not block that. Once I get that red mana source, well, that only does 2 damage, never mind. Well, they're gonna have strategy with that. Strategies with that zombie. They can probably do sacrifice a creature to destroy a creature. But my morning patrol can come back to life anyway. Okay, make a beast just like I did. It's currently nighttime. Single red mana. Alright, so return to nature is necessary in the sideboard. Discard 2 cards, make a zombie. Another zombie. Back to day. I guess their biggest scary zombie has been dealt with. I've got blockers for those 2/2s. They've got their own 1/4. It's gonna stay daylight for a bit. There's my bolt, actually. Only the 2/2 can block. Alright, Sacred Fire should take care of that zombie. And Shalette does stuff. Cannot block. When this dies, return it to the battlefield, transform under your control, attached to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Once it's attached, at the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices it, then loses 1 life. Alright, so they're slowly pinging me with that. That's a pretty good deal. Fine. That was a really good play on their side. That was really devastating. I didn't get the final. Didn't get the final. Alright, so I'm definitely gonna need the return to nature. That zombie generator's already got me doing 12 damage. Although it's just 1 time because they all decay. If I get 1 more mana, I can deal damage and gain 2 life. Come on, 1 more mana. Untapped mana. Not untapped mana. Fine. Can't even make that big. There's the plain old 3/1. Alright, so let's sideboard here. Return to nature. That enchantment has been working amazing for them. Where is return to nature? Get that return to nature. What else? Looks like they're going wide, so trap them. Immolation -2, those zombies. We're pretty aggro, so let me put another lower curve creature. Even this stuffed bear could come to life. It's a bunch of 2/2s that got me. Alright, so I just need to get that return to nature and have some blockers that are better than toughness too. So immolation, admirer, eventually candle trap. So for some reason I thought when you candle trap something it becomes a defender, and then I see pay 3 to exile, and I thought it was that the person had to pay the 3 mana to remove the enchantment. So earlier when I was happy about you made a mistake, no, it was that you pay 3 mana and then you finish the job, you finish exiling it. Not only is it defender, but you just exile it. That's a 1/1, that's a 2/2. Fine. I can candle trap it now, but better yet, just make a 1/4. That is a human scout, so Bolt won't do anything. Missed the land drop. I can lock down that trespasser, because if it's day or night, I have to discard a card. Actually, yeah, that'll. Well, I gotta set it up. I'll be able to silver bolt it next turn. So if they don't play anything, they will transform. Play that, that's fine. My silver bolt, there's my return. Okay, my silver bolt can take out the 4/4 or take out, and I missed another land drop, so that'll transform into a 3/5, and they will transform into a 4/4. Actually, no, the bolt isn't even going to take out that 4/4. That's just a beast. not a... And then I don't have enough. Yeah, I can ward. Ward is discard a card. I can do that. Let's do that now. That'll count. That won't count as a spell, so we'll transform into a 3/5. Let's hit that, then discard. What do we want to discard? Immolation. Vortex. Now I've got a 3/5. So if I play one, and that's 2 turns in a row that I missed the land drop. But I've got 2, 3, 5. I have 6. I need 7 mana, and then they pass. Okay, here's my white mana. What can I do with white mana? I can make a. I can bring out a 2/4. If I attack with a 3/5, it doesn't look like they have any responses, so I need to chip in a little damage. Let me scare them by looking at stuff in my hand. Okay, that scared them. Very good. 6 damage. And then make a double blocker here. Sacrificial 1/1 doesn't have trample. Make another 4/4. Fine. Alright, duel for dominance. I don't have Coven. That'll give me Coven. But I have to wait until next turn. Fine, let's wait until next turn. So I have Coven. I have a 1, a 2, and a 3 power. They roll 7, 6. Fine. Okay. That can help me get my red mana, finally. It's a 7/6 with Menace. Well, if I bait them here, if I attack with all of my 3 powers, Duel is an instant, so I can instantly do 3 more damage to something. Coven, choose your own creature. If you have Coven, put a +1, and then it fights. So I'll be able to attack and fight. I do have Coven. I've got a 1, a 2, and a 3 power. And I have more. And yeah, let's go for everything. Okay. I think that's what I wanted, so that's good. Submit that, submit that. Oh, never mind. I don't know why. I thought it was just a rabid bite. But never mind. I thought it was a rabid bite, not an actual fight. Whoops, that wasn't the best. I was thinking about that. I don't know why I thought that was going to turn out better than it did. well, that's how it ends. Well, that was a hard-fought battle, I guess. So, moral of the story, for colors isn't a good idea. I guess there were okay cards, but I guess nothing really coherent came together, so that's that. Alright, I'm gonna play a little bit more. I've been streaming 3 hours so far. Let's play this demon deck a little bit more. It's got a good win rate so far, but not a lot of plays just yet. And it's really fun when Rakdos comes onto the battlefield and wipes away all of the unbelievers, aka non-demons. But in the original version of Rakdos, there used to be coins flipping. Did I say this last time when I played this deck? They used to have an animation of coins flipping. They took that away. There were a couple of effects that worked with coin flipping, and there was even an animation that was built in, but they never lightning bolt. But they never Whoops, I guess it's a 1 mana removal, it's a fatal push. Or that one other one black mana remove a small thing removal. Oop, guess not, okay. Cold Steel Heart. There's my artifact removal when I need it. Alright, at this point we can swirl away a Poison Cup or a Crush. I guess both. Since this Ornithopter doesn't do anything yet. That's a pretty fun design, Ornithopter of Paradise, so it's both an Ornithopter and a Bird of Paradise. Ooh, cool. Where's my Shatter when I need it? Missed a land drop. Let's get rid of it now, just in case I have a counterspell. And I get to scry. Yeah, card draw, but how about real cards? Lightning Bolt, save it for Tezzeret. There's the favorite push. And there's missing another land drop. 2 damage to each creature. Versus Lightning Bolt. They're at 4-5. Let's see, they're at 6 mana next turn, most likely. And they've hit every land drop plus a mana rock, and I've missed 2 land drops. So, hopefully they summon their... They already have enough. They've got affinity. Creatures and planewalkers. Oh no, that has to be on the battlefield. Hopefully they summon their planeswalker, and then I can lightning bolt it. Nothing in the graveyard to return. There's a Nickel Bolt. I mean, there's a Guggen. Not great. Shatterstorm. That is definitely the way to go. Yeah, that's enough of land drops missing. Okay, let's try that again. Shatterstorm has overload, doesn't it? That's why it's so good against artifacts. What about a Hercules Recall? You got one of those floating around as well? I played Commander with the guys this past Sunday, and I like to propose. Now they're all half my age, you know, Stevie and all of them, and we this was a different group, but they're all also in their early 20s, and we were playing Commander this past weekend, and I like to propose changing the rules once in a while. And so I did, I convinced everyone to, so in Commander, everyone draws on their first turn, because it's a 4-player game, so whoever goes first draws, and the, and I convinced them, let's pick our opening hand. There's no initial draw, and everyone picks their opening hand. So then, after some trepidation, because you know they're not on the stream at the moment, but one of the things I like about playing against that group is that they so fear me, because you know I'm twice their age, and they think that I have so much prowess in Magic, which, yeah, to some degree, but they just automatically think everything I'm going to do is a turn 1 kill, which that's kind of a cool ego boost. And so I said, yeah, let's pick our 7 opening hands, and they said, yeah, you're going to we're gonna start the game and you're gonna do a turn 1 kill. But then it wasn't a turn 1 kill, but I did craft the deck that I got a turn 2 Bolus's Citadel. That's my #1 favorite card. You can play cards off the top of your deck, and you can pay life instead of mana. So it was turn 1 Swamp into a Soul Ring into Arcane Signet. I probably could have crafted it that there's one more thing with the Arcane Signet. This is a black-blue deck, so I probably could have played one more thing off of that. But then Lotus Petal, and then end the turn. Next turn, drop the second land, the second swamp. So 2 swamp, 1 Arcane Signet, sacrifice the petal for 1. Soul Ring for 2, 6 mana on turn 2, 6 black mana on turn 2, Bolus's Citadel turn 2, and then I'm playing Bolus's, and then I'm paying life for mana henceforth. So Geo, who's been here before, what's his name again online here? What does he go by again? He's I forgot what name he uses online. He's been on the stream. He wasn't here today, but he was playing Inferno of the Star Mounts, which is like a 6/6 haste red dragon, and if it has 20 power, it wins you the game. And so I kept exiling. It ended up being me and him over to the final end, and I kept exiling his card or killing it or whatever, and then he kept recasting it. But then he realized, oh, I can pump 20 mana into it, and then that won him the game. But that one went for a while. And I forgot how the other game turned out. So what does Borrowwind do again? This is some adventures. When this enters venture, yeah, it's kind of a relatively weak adventure card. And I'm missing another land drop. This is what is going on with all of these land drops. the opponent perfectly on ramp, on curve, and a mana rock. And I'm missing a land drop. I get my 4th mana. What do I do with my 4th mana? Well, that's not great. I really need my 4th mana for Kaya. Wow, that's really bad. This is when you really have to question the. I've stopped when I was first playing with Arena in 2018-19. I would really get paranoid about the shuffler being rigged against you, and I've grown that it's not against you, but just this randomness. When it's too random, I mean when it's too many times this number of times that I keep missing these land drops out of these decks that shouldn't miss land drops, but it is random. So alright, so Scythe, Cruelty, there's no turn 1, 2 damage to any target. Okay, it's a shock. Signet, Ornithopter, a good opening hand. Was that one that you mentioned previously about like an infinite kill on turn 1? Chariot. I think we missed the land drop. I doubt that's gonna help. They'll still be able to summon some creature next turn. And pilot that chariot. Yeah, let's get rid of everything right now. Kill all opponents at once. Alright, sorry Ornithopter, you're gonna have to take one for the team. It's the old Kill Mill deck. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 5 mana. Monarch. Ramp. So I need something playable soon. Yeah, that Underworld Abyss combo, that's a good backup. It just one-shots one. Oh, we're starting to pop off here. So I need my 6th mana, and I need Rakdos to... That's not my 6th mana. Okay, so... What do we want to do here? So now they have Landfall, they can make tokens, and they've got their Chariot, which makes more tokens. So Embercleave only works if you attack. Yeah, but I'm saying the Underworld Abyss combo just works on one. Alright, so here's what I need on my turn. I need they're gonna make a copy of their giant. So I need Rakdos. I need my 6th mana, and then here's what I need, and none of this will happen because the randomness today is acting weird. Are you sure you didn't want to copy your... No, it only copies tokens. So I need my 6th mana, and I need Rakdos to come in and wipe the board. That's what I need, but that won't happen. Number 1, I won't get my 6th mana, and number 2, the randomness won't hit the targets that I need. But let's see if we get lucky. And then the opponent not realizing that they have priority. Okay, so let's see. So that's what we need. We need the 6th mana, and then we need Rakdos to come in and wipe the board. So let's read that little critter one more time. When Rakdos enters the battlefield, flip a coin. For each creature that is not a demon, devil, or imp, destroy each creature whose coin comes up tails. Of course, this whole deck is full of demons, and at the moment, all of the opponent's creatures are not demons. So let's see if we get that land. Nope. So let's switch to another deck. What does that white do again? I know that's a card that people know, but off the top of my head, what is white? What does that white do? Alright, let's play this Etrata deck a little bit. I have to remember how this plays again. Something about... Oh, you have a bunch of bounce spells. I have to protect my commander. I attack, I exile their stuff. Let's see. So here's being paranoid. How the matching system works. I got matched up against an opponent that was a go wide deck, which my deck is a board wipe built into a commander. But I wasn't getting any of the... I wasn't getting any... Oh, I was missing lands. Alright, so this matchup here, they're playing blue, so that most likely is counter spells. It's obvious. Most people play counter spells, of course, in blue, even though that is very mean in a 1v1 casual deck. Okay, so I can enter the Royal to bounce back, or Inquisitor. They're passing, okay. They're going to pass on to me, they're going to have the double blue mana, they're going to counterspell me, so we'll pass. Etrata won't be able to do the assassination for their commander. Now it's annoying to play with this commander because the I have to go into full priority mode here. I could just kill their commander, and then with that oops. So yeah, I'll just kill it because I can recast it. Let's give it a shot that way. Alright, so attack with everything. Hold priority. hold priority, and then they just concede because they see that I'm unblockable and so forth. Okay. I guess once people realize that this commander can do this weird shenanigan, they feel all is lost. Although for the brave souls that do brave it, it does take more finesse than they think. Especially with the not holding priority default that Arena does sometimes. Obviously they have to program it all in, and they haven't gotten around to programming the whole point of why you're playing Etrata is because you're going to bounce her back to negate her ability. She's unblockable, she hits a creature, they get exiled with a hit counter. Once the opponent has 3 hit counters, they lose the game. The downside is Etrata shuffles back into the library, or in Commander, goes back to the command zone, which you then have to pay 2 mana to cast her again. The trick is unsummon her back to your hand so that you don't have that extra commander tax. But you have to keep holding priority, and Arena isn't fully designed on that. Alright, so they've got mono black demons or something. We're gonna get, of course, Thought Seized on turn 1 or 2. Got some bounce spells here. Removal, let's see how that goes. Signet and Fountain, fine. Ramping pretty well. Ramping really well, okay. Let's have them cast that again. You see target creature or vehicle. Well, I have enough mana for my commander, but they're playing mono black, so obviously they have removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's their 6th mana for their commander. Okay, let's see what cool thing they pull. Oh, not yet, okay. Fine. Missed another land drop. Is this like, when do we get paranoid that this is happening? I guess they're seeing double blue and think there's a counterspell. Primal Amulet does stuff. There's a land. Alright, so I can bring out Etrata and then Protector, but then it'll pass back to their turn with a whole bunch of removal and a whole bunch of mana. So I guess we'll keep being judicious. Wait until the right time. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less. Okay, here we go. Bells and Lock. What will you peel from the top? Might as well do it now. So you get your demon summoned plus what else? A lot of good stuff. Okay, they crafted their deck to get a lot of stuff off the top of their deck. Okay, everything's gonna damage them, but that's a lot of mana to cast. Nice. So I guess everything in the deck is like 7 mana. That's why they're drawing so much. I don't think they're gonna kill themselves, but that's a lot of card draw. And then they're gonna go to the end of their turn. Did they craft their deck accidentally that they're gonna deck themselves? No, that they're gonna do all of that. Alright, and then they have to drop a lot of things out of their hand with no reliquary tower. Okay, let's see if they can... Let's see if they can... When this enters, exile cards on top of your library until you exile a non-land card and put it into your hand. If the card's mana is 4 or greater, repeat this. It deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. So they took a lot of damage, but they got a Gray Merchant, so they're gonna get back a little life, and then a whole bunch of other things. What else? Mana Geode, who cares? Lots of removal, of course. Card draw. I need some way to get rid of that. Oh, I do. No, wait. Yeah. So I need to get rid of that. That's gonna just card draw them. That steals my creatures. So what did they get rid of? They did get rid of the Gray Merchant, which is good. I missed another land drop. Mana Geode for more mana. Sacrifice a creature, return a creature to the battlefield. Elixir's gonna draw them cards. Pharaoh's statue is gonna tax my creatures. There's a wheel effect, not good, and then a copy from Lithoform Engine. Well, they got rid of all of their removals, so let's bring out my commander. So they got rid of all of their removal. Scrying into something. You can crack your fountain as well. Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay, they're gonna gain life back. Where is my artifact removal? So the artifact removal that I have in this deck is that 5 mana exile spell. I need that. Get rid of that Aetherflux Reservoir. That's going to bring them back. That's going to bring all their life back. I could cast that 5 mana wheel, and that will make a bunch of zombies. I would get 7 zombies. Yeah, okay, so we're all gonna wheel. Guess there's nothing important to do here. I guess I shouldn't have even used that, because then that would give me 1 more zombie. Get 6 zombies. Oh, so we all lose our cards. Oh, it's not a wheel. It's a massive discard. All of theirs are 3 2s. They could have taken all of that damage. They should have taken all of that damage. They would have survived, and then they would have had a bunch of those 3/2 zombies. So I think they got scared of losing all their life. We play Bells and Lock. Give them a little bit of life. Chupacabra, do not want. But they're tapped out of mana. Meteor Golem, do not want. Yeah, they're gonna draw a lot of cards, but is that gonna kill them? Because everything that they put in their deck is huge. Yeah, they took 7 damage off of that. And I just get a mana. Okay. Let's attack, exile that, return back. They have 7 mana for Meteor Golem and Chupacabra, so that's not good. Maybe just let them themselves kill themselves, because if they resummon their lord, they'll just kill themselves, right? And then they have plenty of removal. That Rise from the Grave can bring back a lot of great stuff. Enough for a Trotter plus Mirror Shield. Do I 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Nope, I need 8 and I can't even equip it. So, I guess they'll definitely still have plenty of chance to win. And I did a misplay. I should have put out the Mirror Shield so I can play it, so I can equip it. Yeah, never mind. That was a misplay. They have a lot that they can still do, so definitely that Aetherflux Reservoir. And in blue-black I have no way to get rid of artifacts, so they built up too much value there. We'll play one more game. I'm getting up to 4 hours of stream. Let's give it one more try to this Oswald deck that was failing bad 4 hours ago. Maybe RNG will be kinder this time. Mono black. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this. I mean mono red. They're just gonna torch my commander at every turn, so I don't want to live with that. Let's try again. Come on, Arena, give me a deck that isn't so obvious. My deck doesn't do anything if my commander isn't out, and with a mono red deck, obviously they're just going to be burning my commander left and right, and then just naturally getting to 6 mana and playing Atali, so no thanks. The deck doesn't have any way to protect itself, to protect Oswald. It is really focused on doing its thing, but obviously it could have various indestructibility spells. Cody. This is going to be another annoying deck. Although I have an answer. I can swap my fountain for a glass cage and exile their commander. So we'll hold off on that. That'll work. In the meantime, sorry Guardian Idol, you are going to sacrifice for the greater good of a Celestus. Alright, here we go. So, they have their amazing commander, they think they've got it made in the shade, but guess what? I can go tutor for an Oblivion Ring. Thus. Then, I will make it become day, draw a card, Elite? Okay, now I'm getting Mana Flood. Amazing. So when do we start to get paranoid that the software is against you once one game is all Mana Floods and another game is all Mana Screws? Alright, so I could... Yeah, let's just do this. Let's do the... Oh, never mind. Okay. I guess they thought I'd be able to tutor into too many amazing things, so it's more of the fear of what might happen than what actually happened. But I guess what I was going to do was Black Blade. Black Blade, equip it, and suddenly I get +5/+5. I'm a 7/7. Just to put the fear into them, and then next turn attach the Sky Maul, which gives up +2 and flying, and first strike. So that would have just been a humble little 2/2 becoming like a 12/12. That's not the main battle plan. That's not the That's not the main battle plan of this deck, but I guess they thought, oh, you're just gonna tutor into the exact artifact that you need. And they might have then thought, I only have 2 Oblivion Rings that I can tutor into, and it's very specific. I have a 1 mana Oblivion Ring that only targets a CMC 1 or 2, I think, and then that one that I was tutoring right now could target up to a 3 CMC. Those are the only 2 I can tutor for, but I do have other Vanishing Lights and such. Alright, so here we have the Nicol Bolas card again. That happened with that other opponent 4 hours ago, but this is someone else. I cannot read Korean, but that is Korean. And they go first, so I kind of feel like this is not going to be a great matchup. If I get my commander killed on the moment I summon it, I don't want to continue with that type of opponent, so let's see. With every removal, there's just no... it's just inevitable. This kind of deck is inevitable that they just need to bide their time to summon their amazing commander. Three mana, they're looking at their removal, they're going to do both at once, why not? Amazing. When you have all the colors. So I was saying earlier when I started the stream that my laptop was acting a bit weird. I think it's time to start considering investing in a new one. I feel I've started to see this old girl getting on her last legs. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like that the fan situation is a way to tell that things are weird. All right, so we're playing mono black. We're playing mono black mill. Mono black means they're going to keep killing my commander, of course. So we'll see. I guess it won't be as annoying. Turn 4, they're going to start milling me, or hand discard, which I guess I'm fine. Platinum Angel. I go first at least, so maybe I won't get fatal pushed or anything. Although in mono black, of course, I'd be running a bunch of removal. Ooh, they're gonna go a fancy way. Okay. Pay 1 life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card, put ritual counters on it. Okay. Seems like a lot of rigmarole. In the meantime, I am gonna do my thing. Well, actually, I could portable hold that away, but that won't matter. Let's... Okay, so they're gonna do... That's the milling Liliana, right? Who do we mill on that? No, she mills. They mill themselves. All right, so let's get that Celestis for night and day action. Okay then. Thanks for hanging out this long. It was a long stream, and the opponent. There we go. The opponent knew that you're hanging up, finishing up for the night. So did my opponent. I mean, you're hanging it up, so is my opponent. So well, that's a good place to end actually, with a nice big old victory screen. So thanks for coming to hang out. Say hello to the family for me. Have a great day. Do those couple of chores here and there. Stay safe. And got some new videos coming out. And we'll do streaming again next time. I announce it on the Discord if I don't do a stream, so make sure you check there. So anyway, thanks for coming to hang out, and we'll do it again next time.